Okay, so my name's Worcester. This is my speedrun of Pokemon Gold in 3 hours and 29 minutes. I've also got 5 upper on commentary, man. Go ahead and introduce
Hey,
yourself.
I'm Supermain. I'll be commentating on this speedrun.
Okay, so first thing you notice we've done there is we've obviously set the options and whatever. So obviously we want fast, set, and no animations. Frame 4 is just a text thing, and the time to 9:59. That makes it so that when your mother gives you the time, there's one less character there, so it saves 1 frame. It has to be right next to 10 though, because you don't want it to be morning, otherwise the nurses will say good morning, and it can't be night, otherwise you won't get the right Pokemon. Okay, so this run, obviously, a lot of it is resetting for the starter as well. So, you know, a lot of the run is these first 2 minutes when you're actually speedrunning this game. So I'm resetting for the Totodile stats, so it needs to have at least 12 attack, 11 special defense, and 10 speed. The reason it needs to have 11 special defense is because special attack and special defense run off the same DV. So the higher the special defense is, the higher the special attack is as well. So when I see that the special defense is 11, I know that my special attack is a high 10.
So most of the run is actually, like the rest of the run is like decided right here in this Totodile. And it can spend hours like looking for this Totodile.
So again, we nickname Totodile with a 1 character name because the name comes up so much that it ends up being beneficial to give it a nickname. Okay, so I check the stats as soon as I get the Totodile because otherwise I'd have to wait so long until I get to level 6 to reset. So this is to increase how many resets I can do. So I check the stats pretty fast there, but that was obviously 12 attack, I got 12 defense as well, which is good defense, 10 special attack with 11 special defense, and 10 speed. So that's really good.
The only thing better than that would be 13 attack, and that's not needed for the run.
The issue with 13 attack as well is that it's only a 1 in 16 chance, so it's really hard to get 13 attack. Encounter already. So the next part is obviously just about how many encounters you can get. So obviously you want minimal encounters here because you're not trying to fight everything, and they're just, a waste of time. So my average on round 29 is probably 2 encounters.
2 encounters would be really good, actually.
And I get away with only 1, so that's a really good start. More encounters to come though, of course. So yeah, the basic strategy for this game is just plow through everything with Totodile. So the run goes all the way to red. So you have to get all 16 badges, and obviously you only fight people that you have to in the game. One of the main quirks about this game is that it's got spinners in the run. So spinners are trainers that move in random directions, and so you may or may not fight them during the run, and so they're one of the biggest time sinks as well. So a lot of the run comes down to having good enough stats, missing spinners, getting low enough encounters, and then the battles have to be good. This run's actually, it's a lot harder in practice than it is in theory. Like, when I think to myself about this run, I'm always like, oh yeah, I can get a good time, I can get a good time. And then I just don't. It's really hard when you're actually playing the game. I can't really explain what it is. But there's just always some bullshit thing that's gonna come up. So okay, yeah, 4 encounters to Mr. Pokemon is about average. And then probably 5 encounters before the rival fight. So yeah, at this point I'm very happy with the run. Everything's gone fine. I probably get like... So this run took, I would say, about 1,000 resets to do. Maybe just over. So it took a lot of time. I probably got like maybe 70 runs to this point with a run this good. So obviously there's a lot still to go, but at this point I'm fairly happy with the run. So another thing about this, obviously the next thing I'm going to do is get the berry. So Gen 2 introduced a lot of new functions to the game, and one of them is held items. And so berries are actually a very very important part of the run, actually. You need them for very specific battles. So you get a few regular berries, and you get the paralyzed skill berry and the bitter berry as well, and they come in very, very handy. The first trick in the run, like I like to call it berryless, because your Totodile starts with a berry as well. And so if you can get out of this fight without going below half health, you don't use the berry, and so you can save having to get the berry on route 29, which is why I skipped it the first time. But if my berry gets used up during this fight, I have to go get it. So luckily I didn't get growled. If you get growled, you automatically lose it, but unfortunately he hit all his tackles as well, I'm pretty sure.
Where's that crit when you need it, man?
Yeah, see, that crit would have been really nice. Okay, so I get the level up after this battle as well, and so I check my stats here also. So the main thing I'm hoping for here is 12 special attack, which I got. So that means that my special DV is now either 14 or 15. So I guess I'll explain DVs a bit more. So a DV is a random number between 0 and 15 that reflects how strong a stat is. So there's base stats for a Pokemon which never change, which is just how good a Pokemon is in that stat. So a Totodile has a higher base stat in attack than it does in special attack, sorry. So that means its attack will be higher. But it's also got a random number between 0 and 6, called a DV. And a DV is just, it reflects between, like, how good a stat is. So if a DV is really high, the stat will still be higher than it will if it's a 0. It's just a random number. So the fact that my DV for special is either 14 or 15 is really, really good. That's the top DV it can be is 14 or 15. And special is the most important DV in the game because there's so many things that don't die unless you have a really high special DV. So that's going to save me a lot of turns throughout the run. My attack was only 13, which is a shame. If it was 14, like it could be 14, and that means it would have been a lot better. So at the moment, my attack DV is between 5 and 9, I believe, which is about average. But attack doesn't really need to be that strong. It's just how the game goes. Your attack generally does fine anyway. There's a few things that might not die, but then again, when you're using attacks, there's then a damage range, which is your attacks still do a random amount of damage within a certain range. So it's possible, even with a lower stat, I will do more damage and still get the really big kills. Okay, so now that I've got Pokeballs, I'm hoping for something that can learn Cut. The 3 things that can learn Cut are Centric, which you can only find on this route, a Bellsprout, which you can find on 30, 31, and 32, and a Sandshrew, which you find in Union Cave. Centric's my favorite there. I really like getting Centric.
Not to mention the fact that Bellsprout can body you if it gets out of the Pokeball.
Yeah, if you encounter a Bellsprout, he can kill you with Vine Whip, which is really fucking stupid. Speaking of getting out of the ball, that's actually really rare. What a fucking arsehole, dude. Yeah, that's probably like a 60% catch there, and he just decided, nope.
Got him.
Got him. Fucking encounters, dude. Yeah,
Yeah, that was like a 3-step encounter. That was awful.
Yeah, I think it was 4. That's pretty unlucky. I should have been able to get away with only 1 encounter there, but whatever. So I get the berry here as well because I lost the starting berry. Didn't go berryless. Had to get another one. Fucking encounters, dude.
At least it wasn't last step encounter.
Yeah. So okay, another thing like 5-Up I mentioned before about 3-step. So when you get an encounter, you can't get another encounter unless it's 3 steps afterwards for the fucking last step. Unless
Oh my god.
So the first 2 steps after, it's not just an encounter actually, like after a battle as well, it's after anything, you can't get an encounter in the first 2 steps. So getting 3-step is the worst thing that can happen, is getting an encounter 3 steps after another one. It's the quickest another encounter can happen. Okay, so this is where we actually start battling. So, pretty much the routine for Totodile at the start of the game, obviously he's only got Scratch at this point, so that's all you can use. And then at level 7, he gets this move called Rage. Rage goes in pretty fucking hard. It starts off really weak, but every time you get hit, it gets more and more powerful. So, yeah, it's pretty dominant, and it's pretty much the reason you choose Totodile as a starter for this game, because if you choose anything else, like Chikorita just sucks. But if you choose Cyndaquil, he gets bodied really early game, because when you go to Faulkner's gym, assuming you don't grind at all, you're level 7. There's a Spearow there waiting to kick your ass, and if you don't have Rage, he does kick your ass. There's just nothing you can do. And so, Totodile gets just such a huge early game advantage by having Rage. Okay, so coming up there, in case you just caught that trainer, their name's Don. They're a spinner. They're the first spinner in the game. So it's obviously really important that I dodge all of these. So what I do for a lot of them is I pause right before them to use items, so that I can be right there and know that they're not looking at the direction that I'm trying to go. It doesn't mean I'll always dodge them, but it gives me a really high chance, because it means, you know, they would have to spin on the tile that I move to try and get me. The spinners in this game are pretty crazy though. They can spin a whole circle in the time it takes for you to move 1 step. It's fucking ridiculous. And there's just no way to manipulate them at all. They go absolutely random. So it's pretty bullshit. So yeah, I grabbed the Bidberry here as well.
So the bitter berry heals confusion, if you're wondering.
Yeah, so that heals confusion. So that's gonna help for a lot of the supersonics that are gonna come up from fucking Zubats, man. They're really stupid. Okay, so I've reached Violet City. I'm really happy at this point because I've got the Sentret. So I've already got my Cut Slave. The only other thing I have to catch in the run, or the only other thing I'm going to catch in the run rather, is going to be a Water Slave to learn Whirlpool and Waterfall. Okay, so now we're at the gym and you're gonna see Rage really start to go in. So this is the Spear I was talking about. He's really fucking powerful. Just because he's level 9. His only attack is Peck. It's just all he uses. So you need to be at really high health and you need to have a berry equipped to beat this guy. And so as you can see, Rage was doing nothing initially, but then it just starts bodying him pretty bad.
If he actually critical hit at all in that fight, he would have went down really bad.
Yeah, so that Spear hits you 4 times, and if he gets any critical, you just lose. Well, in my situation anyway, because my defense wasn't the best. Okay, so I obviously have to heal up before the next guy, and so I'm actually going to equip the Bitterberry here as well, just because I'm already in the item menu. Obviously nothing's going to confuse me, but I'm not going to need any other hold item before the Bitterberry. So I equip it here as well, just so to avoid having to go into the menu again to equip the Bitterberry. A lot of the optimization in this run is just about, you know, menu manipulation and stuff like that. Just minimizing the amount of text you have to go through. Okay, so this is a speed tie with the Pidgey, I'm pretty sure. Because he's got 13 speed as well. And so I got pretty unlucky. If the speed tie had gone correctly, I would have killed him in 3 turns. But that didn't happen. It was also because my attack isn't the best. It really doesn't matter. That's like 7 seconds. Through this game of things, that won't matter that much. The special that I have is going to cost me like 20... it is going to gain me like 20 turns because it's so strong. What it does mean, unfortunately, is that I will have to heal it again. I'm going to have to use my last berry with a full Faulkner, because 10 HP is not enough going into Faulkner.
Which also means you won't have that berry for Whitney later on.
Correct. It'll make Whitney a much more dangerous fight. Ideally, I keep that berry all the way to Whitney, and I equip it there, so I can win that fight, because that is one of the most troubling fights in the game. It's probably the second most troubling fight in the game. This one's pretty easy. So the AI in this game is fairly predictable to a point. Faulkner is one of the most predictable AIs. He will not ever use Mudslap, which is really nice. Like, he's got Mudslap on these Pokemon, but he just never uses them against Totodile. I can't tell you exactly why, but he has the moves and he just doesn't use them. Like, the AI is just... I guess it's just programmed to only use Mudslap when it'll actually be more effective than his normal type moves. I'm not exactly sure why they would do that, but it's what they did. So yeah, first gym leader down, no troubles at all. Unfortunately, like I said before, I'm completely out of items, which will make the next part a bit troubling. Okay, so what I'm going to do here, because I caught the Sentret as well, I'm going to use a trick called Double Deposit. So, introduced in 2nd gen as well, is when a Pokemon goes into the PC, it gets healed. So I have to go grab the Togepi egg at the center. And the Togepi egg, because I do so much in this game, because I go all the way to red, the Togepi egg would hatch if I kept it in my party. So I'm going to deposit the Togepi egg. I'm going to get rid of it, because it's quicker to deposit it than it is to watch it come out of the egg, to watch it hatch. While I'm at the PC, I'm also going to deposit Totodile, and then withdraw him again, because that's quicker than taking the Pokemon to heal him. Which I think is a really neat trick. I think it's really cool.
Actually, the item management, or the menu management there is really sticky, so getting everything actually perfectly good is a little bit harder than you would think.
Yeah, like I always compare it to other games that I've speedrun, but okay, so we get the Paralyzed Skill Berry here as well, but compared to 1st gen, the controls in this game are arse. Like, they really suck. There's so many times when it'll just miss inputs, or it'll double tap. Just because, like, you have to time your inputs more than just keep mashing. Okay, so a lot of the... one thing I do a lot in the game is I talk to trainers to avoid the exclamation mark. I don't do it to this guy. I walk right in front of him. The reason I do this is because, like I said before, you can't get an encounter 2 steps after you get one. So by walking in front of this guy, I minimize the amount of tiles where I can actually get an encounter. Because by walking into him, obviously there's less grass to get there, and then I can't get an encounter in the next 2 steps after him. So I still can't get an encounter after this guy because I walk out on the 3rd tile. So it's potentially saved me a whole encounter by fighting this guy like this. Okay, so at this point, obviously, I'm just going for little encounters. There's less tiles if you go to the left here, but I take the right route because less tiles through grass, just trying to minimize encounters. This guy here is a spinner that goes in a circle, so he's really easy to dodge. Like, the spinners that go in a circle are really easy. It's the ones that go randomly that are really hard to dodge. Okay, into the Union Cave. Now, the first spinner here is the most dangerous in the game. If he hits you, you're probably dead. Because he's got an Onyx, and you still don't have a water attack. So, really nice to get past him. Onyx obviously has really high defense. The only way to beat him is to just keep using Rage. You'll still die 80% of the time, and even if you do manage to kill him, it takes way too long. Okay, so for this guy, still our only option is Rage, even though they're Geodudes. Luckily, Geodude doesn't have as much defense as Onyx, so it really doesn't take that long. Rage is still the most effective way to beat this guy. I looked into a lot of different methods because you learn Water Gun at level 13. I looked into a lot of different ways to try and get Water Gun before this guy and make it faster. Like, make it faster to get to level 13 and then beat this guy with Water Gun. Because obviously Water Gun one-hits all these Geodudes. The only way it is faster is if you hit the first spinner in the game, which is Don, that guy with 2 Caterpies. If you hit him, and then you fight Ralph, that gets you to level 13, and that ends up being faster. But obviously, if you dodge the spinner, fighting Ralph doesn't get you to level 13, so it ends up being slower. So it's only faster if something bad happens. I don't know, I find, like, alternative routes like that really interesting as well. It's one of the things I really like about Pokemon speedrunning. It always keeps you on your toes. Always gotta stay sharp. It's not just do one thing over and over again. It varies a lot of the time. Okay, so we finally get to level 13 and learn Water Gun. After the Geodudes, that's nice. But okay, coming up now is another spinner. He's one of the hardest to dodge in the game.
Ooh, dodge.
He got stuck. So there's a random chance that spinners will get stuck. And that is they'll just keep looking in one direction. And that guy there, he was stuck looking right, which is really lucky because I've got to move above him upwards and to the left. So it's really, really lucky that I managed to get past him. So his name's Bill, and he's really stupid. But okay, so at this point I've dodged all 3 spinners, so I'm really happy with my time at this point. And, I mean, probably about average encounters, I would say.
Yeah, there's 4 spinners on your way to Bugsy, and it's probably one of the hardest paths to miss all 4 spinners.
Okay, and after this guy, the 4th spinner is coming up. There's actually 5, no? There's still Anthony and Benny to go. Yeah, I managed to get past Anthony as well.
Anthony is another tricky spinner because he has him a chop, and if you actually got caught by, let's say, Bill, which is a hard spinner, you can actually get bodied by Anthony pretty easily.
Yeah, like, his Machop takes 3 hits, and Slow Kick does like 9 damage to you, so if you get hit by Anthony, you're probably dead, because you're not planning to get hit by him, so you don't heal, and so if you do, he just destroys you, pretty much.
And you actually have, like, 90% of the time you have nothing to heal with at that point.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I didn't have any healing items, so I would just get absolutely destroyed if he had hit me. So now we take our first item trip. Now that we... Dude, fucking... No, man.
That guy's a big troll, man.
Absolutely. Okay, so obviously we're going shopping here because this is the first place we can buy repels. And repels are obviously going to be an integral part of the run, just to minimize encounters. So now I shouldn't have any more encounters. Oh, dude, I forgot to buy antidotes. Are you kidding? Nice. Okay, so now we go to Slowpoke Wall. So this is one of the most important parts where the Bitterberry comes in, because there's 3 Zubats you've got to fight here, and they've all got Supersonic. If you get confused and really start bodying yourself, you can definitely die in here. So the longer you can keep the Bitterberry, the better. Obviously it's faster to not get confused as well, so it's faster and safer to keep the Bitterberry for as long as you can. So you just want to keep dodging Supersonics. This is also where my specials are going to start to go in really bad as well. Because, like, if you don't have good special at this point, it takes you 3 hits to kill all the Zubats. But with good special, it'll only take 2. So it's really important that you've got good special.
So also there is 5 different Pokemon that can confuse you on your way to Bugsy, and getting away with that Bitterberry would be really sweet at this point.
Okay, so this is one of the most bullshit pieces of fucking shit ever. I got a fucking encounter in Slowpoke Well. Alright, that's dicks. The encounter rate in Slowpoke Well is so fucking low, it's retarded. So, like, I would say 95% of my runs, I get no encounters in Slowpoke Well. Like, the thing, because you're fighting trainers in here as well, there's so little tiles where you can actually get encounters. Like I said, because of the 3-step thing. And to get one in there is absolutely ridiculous. I got one in my fucking Crystal run as well. It's just stupid. It seems to be a good omen, but it sucks.
And there goes the Bitterberry.
There goes the Bitterberry in the first guy, so that's really unlucky. So the next guy's got 2 Zubats, so it's really stupid trying to get past him without getting confused now. So what I would do right now, if I was streaming this run, and I'm quite sure I did do it during this run, is I would ask everybody for a Kevin Turtle. Because right now we need really, really fucking good luck to get what I'm looking for, which is no confusion. Because, like, hurting yourself, it not only does it waste a turn, but you have to heal for it as well, because you're not going to have enough health to try and beat the coughing if you hurt yourself in confusion here.
I think the coughing, on average, does 3 hits worth 5 damage each, and if he poisons you first turn, then you're pretty much screwed if you don't heal.
Yeah. Okay, now I'm going to talk about optimization a bit here. It's the little discreet things you don't notice. So against this Rattata, right, Water Gun is actually going to do more damage, but I'm going to use Scratch instead. The reason I do this is Scratch has less letters in its name than Water Gun does. So it saves me just a couple frames when the text box comes up that says I use Scratch. I know Water Gun's not going to 1-hit it anyway, and Scratch will still 2-hit it. So it's faster to use Scratch on him just to save those couple frames there. That's what a lot of the routing for this game is like, just trying to save those little frames everywhere throughout the game.
So the first one used Leech Life.
Uh-huh.
Got a little lucky. Oh, obviously a critical hit on the second turn.
Yeah, so Kevin Turtle obviously worked there. No confusion. But yeah, critical on second turn's kind of bullshit. Because that's a waste of time as well, because the text box comes up. Okay, so with 21 health coming into the coughing, I'm pretty confident that I should be fine.
And it didn't poison you.
Yeah, this is turn 1, so I know I'm safe after that. All his attacks are inaccurate as well. I almost get the 3-hit, but not quite. I wasn't expecting it anyway. I would have needed 3 incredibly good damage rolls to get the 3-hit there.
Yeah, it doesn't happen too often at all.
No, not at all. So after this fight, Kurt comes and saves the Slowpokes. He also gives you a free heal, which is why not healing before the coughing is important. Because it just means you don't have to, you know, bring up the menu and heal and waste a bunch of time. Okay, so now we're off to Bugsy's gym. So the first trainers in Bugsy's gym are twins. So which one you walk in front of first determines which Pokemon comes out first. So you walk in front of the left, you get Spinarak first. You walk in front of the right, you get Ladybug first. I walked in front of the left because, okay, so the difference between these two are Spinarak reduces your speed and Ladybug confuses you. So if I've still got the Bitterberry, I walk in front of Ladybug because I don't care when I get confused. But if not, I'll generally walk in front of Spinarak, because if I do get confused, I want to only have to get through confusion once, and for the battle to be over. The only reason I might go in front of Ladybug anyway is if I've got bad speed. Because if I've got bad speed and I get hit by String Shot by Spinarak, I'll then be slower than Ladybug, which gives it 2 opportunities to confuse me. So, that's a lot about preference in that situation. It's just what you care about more. And I really
personally,
like
I go after the Ladybug first, just because of the confusion, but it's definitely a preference.
Yeah, definitely. So in this situation, I'm hoping for no String Shot. I'd rather him tackle me. That was nice.
Very nice.
If String Shot hits, just lower than both the Caterpie and the Weedle, and that wastes a bunch of time as well, because Weedle gets 2 hits on you, etc.
And then the chance of getting poisoned twice.
Yeah, poison here is not nice, but of course, you know, poison things are bullshit, man.
Oh god.
Okay. So because I know how my defense is, I'm gonna heal here. Get rid of that poison. If I had a bit more defense and a bit more health, I would do pause strats in front of the next spinner coming up here as well. So while I use the antidote, I equip the Paralyzed Berry also. Like I said, just saving having to go to the items again. This is the 5th spinner, Benny. See ya. Gone. So I'm 5 for 5 on spinners at this point, which is really, really fucking good. Every spinner at this point is like over a minute when you fight them, so it's really, really time saving to miss them all.
Actually, hitting that last one is really hard too, because you would evolve before the fight.
Yeah. Unfortunately, Bugsy's a dumbass. His AI on his Metapod is really weird. Like, it's obviously you want to use Tackle, because you've got to use Rage, otherwise you won't be able to beat Starfy. You've just got to spam Rage at him and hope he just keeps using Tackle. His first turn, he almost never uses it. He seems to get locked into it after turn 2, if he uses it there as well. But, I don't know, his AI is really stupid on his first 2. Like, his first turn is just retarded. He, like, always uses hard on a String Shot. And there's just nothing you can do about it. You can't manipulate it. You've just got to kind of deal with that. Fucking hard and sucks there. Okay, so I've got enough Rages to be able to 2-hit Scyther, and that's pretty much all you need, because if you let Scyther have too many turns, he can set up with Fury Cutter and just absolutely destroy you. Okay, so that fight actually went really well.
I think this entire city, Azalea City, went really well, apart from getting poisoned, and you skipped a lot of spinners.
Yeah, skipping a 5 spinners is obviously the probably the best thing that's happened so far in the run. But yeah, so we evolved into Crocodile after that fight, which again was a requirement. Like, even if you, like, I've skipped every single trainer I could, I've only fought things I've had to, and you just get to level 18. You need to be level 18 before this next fight, because the next fight, this is, I would say, the 3rd most difficult fight in the game. It's up there. It's really, really bad. And, you need to be Crocodile before it, not only because the evolution gives you more power, but because it gives you a move that you're going to need to use in the battle, which is the move we just got, Fury Cutter. So Fury Cutter is a bug-type move, and it increases power the more you use it. Your rival's got a Bay Leaf by now, and Scratch isn't really going to cut it against Bay Leaf, so you need to be using Fury Cutter. It's just your only way. This is one of the worst fights for a lot of reasons, though. Like, it's not just his Bay Leaf, he's got a team of 3 and they all suck dick. His lead is, Ghastly. Ghastly can both put you to sleep with Hypnosis and paralyze you with Lick. Bay Leaf can destroy you with Razor Leaf, and his Zubat can confuse you with Supersonic. It's a really, really, really stupid fight.
And if you get put in Hypnosis and you don't wake up like first turn, it's pretty much a done deal.
Yeah, you're pretty much done, because at that point you'll die to 2 Razor Leafs, or you'll die to 1 critical Razor Leaf. And Razor Leaf has a high crit chance, so have fun with that. Yeah, so obviously it's just about killing Ghastly as fast as possible. I originally played around with a strategy where I'd set up on Ghastly, I'd kill him with Fury Cutters, and then I'd be able to one-hit Bay Leaf, but Ghastly is just too deadly. If he paralyzes you twice, you're done. Like, you've got to paralyze your berry, but if it happens twice, it's just over. Okay, so Fury Cutter.
Paralyze you there too?
Yeah. Okay, so I'm hyped after that first turn. He missed Razor Leaf. That's insane. That's got a 95% accuracy. And then...
oh my god.
I get critical, so now I'm nervous as fuck. He was gonna die in 3 hits anyway, my critical didn't matter. But yeah, so I was really pissed off about that. Ideally, he doesn't even use Razor Leaf turn 1. He'll use like Growl or Reflect or something. And I get really unlucky and I don't do half damage to the Zubat, so I know I'm not going to 2-hit him. So I have to heal here because Bite's just going to kill me, which is really stupid. And that wastes a bunch of time. And then Supersonic. Like this fight is stupid, man. It's,
oh my god, that's so awful.
Yeah, absolutely awful. Like, I was so hyped after the Razor Leaf missed, I thought that was it. And then, nope. It just...
You get bodied anyways.
Uh-huh. Like...
Honestly, at this point, as long as you're alive, you don't really worry that much.
Yeah.
Especially if you got no spinners or anything.
Yeah, it's a win if you don't die to that fight, honestly. It's definitely one of the hardest.
And there's actually a whole bunch of things that can go wrong, like if you get poisoned a whole bunch of times before and then the Bay Leaf poisons you again, then you have to use the center, which wastes a whole lot of time.
Yeah. Okay, so this is where we start using repels, because obviously we don't want any more encounters, so should be no more encounters for the rest of the game now that we got repels. We're going to pick up a few more items in Ilex Forest as well. So the big mall in this game is coming up right now. It's in Goldenrod City, which is quite early for the mall. Like in first gen at Celadon, that's much later. And we don't really have enough money to buy everything we want there, because it's the only place in the game to buy X items. And X items are very important to a speedrun, because obviously like they boost your stats. So for really hard fights, you're going to need those. And so, yeah, we need to get a bit more cash, so we pick up a few extra items in Ilex Forest, something I wouldn't normally do. Like, I don't know. Like, it's just something you don't normally do in a run. Okay, so this is where we get cut, and obviously, so this is where the cut slave ends. So you wouldn't be able to really get a cut slave in Ilex Forest either, because you're using repels. So the reason you would need one of the ones before in Center of Bellsprout Sandshrew is when you get an encounter there, it's not an extra encounter, because you've already got it, it already happened, and you couldn't avoid it. If you get an encounter in Ilex Forest, you have to, like, the time you lost getting a cut slave that way, you have to add on the time for the encounter when you think about it. Because you would have avoided the whole encounter entirely by using a repel, so you can't really get in a cut sleeve in here. You can't get like a Paris or an Oddish or whatever. You have to get it before you get repels. Otherwise, you've wasted 17 seconds getting another encounter. Okay, so here we pick up Headbutt as well. Now, Headbutt is incredibly powerful. Like I mentioned before, Totodile is actually more physical, and Headbutt is a normal type move, so it's physical. So what we're going to do with Headbutt is destroy everything, because it's 70 power, and at this point, that's actually a lot. 70 power is quite good. It's also got a flinch chance, which is really, really nice. Flinches end up saving a lot of time, because obviously they don't get to attack. So instead of sitting through their attack and listening to the animation and watching your HP go down, you just get, they flinched. And so it saves time every single time that happens. And obviously is safer, because they don't get to hit you. Okay, so now that we're in Goldenrod City, the first thing we're going to do is obviously get the bike. The bike is quite obviously the fastest way to move around in this game, and so it's what we're going to be using absolutely everywhere, because it's just necessary.
And you also get a lovely tune to go with it.
Man, I haven't mentioned this before actually, but I love the music in this game. It makes it so easy to run. Like, I can't run a game with that good music. It just wouldn't work, honestly. And so now we teach Headbutt at the same time as putting on the bike. So we've registered the bike, so we don't have to keep going into the menu to use it. But if we're in the menu, it's still quicker to use the bike from the menu, because it takes you straight out of the items. So, like, it's not just there that we're going to do that. We're going to do that somewhere else as well, where we're just teaching stuff, or like healing or whatever. It'll be faster to use it in the items rather than to use the shortcut. The shortcut will still end up being slower, because you would have to exit out of items and then do the shortcut, which ends up being, yeah, it's slower. Okay, so now we're at Whitney's gym, and this is, like I said, one of the harder places in the game. So this Snubble, again, he's got a lot of combos. He can lower your speed with Scary Face, he can paralyze you with Lick, and then he can try to flinch you with Bite. So it's really important that he doesn't do any of that.
Damn, filled with both Scary Faces. That's really good.
Yeah, that's really, really good. So now, heal up before Whitney, obviously, and hope for the best. So the way to beat Whitney again is Rage, Rage, Rage. Miltank is really, really tanky, and you need to go in there with a really powerful move. Headbutt does not do enough. You need to be at a big rage number, at least Rage 3. So what you're hoping for is that Clefairy uses Double Slap, because every single time it hits you with Double Slap, your rage increases. So it's possible to be at Rage 5 after its first turn. Unfortunately, this Clefairy has Metronome, and Metronome can roll a lot of really bad attacks. Wing Attack isn't that bad. Say, for example, it got Explosion. It would want to kill me, and I'm dead. It's pretty bad. So then I got Double Slap. It only hit 2 times, which is unlucky, but he gets another chance to hit me.
Nope, Double Slap again.
Or Double Slap. So now I'm at Rage 6. That's really, really powerful. So now you're going to see me absolutely destroy Miltank, because obviously, like, Rage 6 is insane. So what I'm just hoping for here is just roll out. Roll out, roll out, roll out is what I'm really hoping for, because if he uses Stomp, then he can use Milk Drink. But now that he's used Rollout, he's locked into Rollout, so he has to keep using it. And Milk Drink obviously stalls you and wastes a bunch of time. The other thing with Stomp is it can flinch you, so he could end up killing me if he had done that. So that Whitney fight ended up being really, really good.
Rich is another big run killer, actually.
Yeah. It's
huge run killer.
Big run killers. Getting the 2-hit on Miltank is pretty huge. You need at least a Rage 6 to get that 2-hit. So Rage 6 ended up being absolutely perfect. So now that I've beaten Whitney, I'm gonna go do my shopping, because now I've got enough money, because Whitney gave me enough money to just be able to buy everything I need at this stage. Grab the squirt bottle first, of course, there. Honestly, that Whitney fight was pretty nerve-wracking, to be honest. Like, because my attack wasn't the best, I wasn't sure whether I was going to get the 2-hit, and if I didn't get the 2-hit there, I would have died. Rollout 3 would have killed me, so I was really nervous. But yes, now we do our shopping. So the first is up and get TM33, which is Ice Punch. Before that, we're going to sell all the items to get just enough money. So that Reviving that Ether we got in the Ilex Forest, that was just for the extra dough. And sell the TM that we don't need at this point as well. That's going to give us just enough cash. Ice Punch is obviously going to become a pretty staple move. It's the first move we get that we're going to keep through the whole game. And then we buy our X items. So X items, I don't know, pretty much everybody thought as a kid that they were absolute shit, but it turns out they're absolute beasts, because they give you an attack boost without any care in the world. And for certain fights, you absolutely need them, because otherwise they're going to take way too long. And not only that, some of them will be impossible, because obviously it'll allow them to attack and kill you. And for others, it'll make it possible, because otherwise they'd like heal, they'd use full restores and shit. And so you need to kill them at exactly the right range. You need to do like exactly 50% or so to them, just to be able to kill them in 2 hits, rather than do 40%, and then they heal.
Yeah, money was really tight there.
Yeah. Okay, so the other items we picked up after the... Oh, actually, what I should mention, when I picked up those X items, you might have noticed I picked up the specials before the speeds, despite the fact that speed is listed first. That was just for more item management. So, because I use specials more, I want them higher up in my list. So I end up having to press down 1 less time by buying the specials before I buy the speeds. And now we get our free Pokemon. So we take the Kenya with the mail. This is obviously our fly slave, because it's a Spearow that we get here for free. So that's really nice. The other items we bought was a Pokédoll, which allows you to escape from a Pokemon battle, which is going to be necessary as well. That's going to save us a bit of time. We bought a Super Potion, because we're low on healing items, and an Awakening. So the Awakening is because I've only got one thing to heal sleep at this point, which is the full heal. And it's very possible that I get put to sleep twice. And if that happened, I would die. Okay, so now we learn Bite. Bite's a really good move as well. It's not overly powerful. It's got the same power as Water Gun at this stage, because Water Gun's got the same type attack bonus. But it's really useful for the PP management, because it's got a lot of PP, and it's going to kill a lot of things really easily when we're at the over-leveled stage of the game. For example, this level 10 Diglett is absolute trash. And so we use Bite against Diglett instead of Water Gun as well, because it's not super effective. So a lot of this game, like I mentioned before, is about reducing the amount of text that comes up. So by using Bite, I don't get the super effective text, so it's much quicker going through the battle like that. The same thing, unfortunately the same thing doesn't happen for the second Diglett. I have to use Water Gun on him because Bite won't kill him. So a lot of the game, a lot of this speedrun is routing prior to the game. It's about knowing what will die, what won't die, knowing different situations, knowing all the damage ranges, and being able to react to all the different kinds of situations. So we went backwards there, and then back in to reload the position there. Otherwise, we would have had to fought the 2 trainers under him. More pause strats here to get past the spinner. That spinner there is called Irwin. He's got 4 fucking Voltorbs. I hate his ass so fucking much. His Voltorb started at level 2. Level fucking 2! It's so stupid. But yeah, really happy to get past him as well. It looks like spin of hell there because there's two guys spinning around going absolutely crazy. So really happy to get through there.
And another time that you used the pause strat?
Yeah, I used the pause strat. I paused just before him and used the repel there. Despite the fact that the repel wasn't just before the grass, I know it'll still do enough. The 100 steps will still get me out of all the grass it would normally. So I paused strat there to know that he's not looking directly at me. Okay, and now we fight Sudowoodo, and by that I mean we run away.
See ya.
It's quicker to run away than to fight him. It'd be a pretty easy fight to win, but it'd take a couple turns, so it's quicker to just run away.
You don't need the extra XP at all.
Nope. Okay, so this is the guy I was alluding to before. This Drowsy has hypnosis, and if he uses hypnosis and hits you with it, you have to heal it, because he's also got Dream Eater, and Dream Eater absolutely destroys you. I have died to this guy once by not healing the sleep. He just spammed Dream Eater at me and I died. Because I was asleep for like 5 turns. So, happy to see Disable. Can move on, nice and happy. So the first thing I do in a Krudiak is go to the Evolution House. The reason I do this is the prize here is Surf. And obviously Surf's going to be a huge move for me throughout the game because it's going to get that same type attack bonus. And it's already really powerful. At this stage in the game, Surf is really, really, really important. So for this Flareon, Headbutt actually does more than Water Gun, despite the fact that Water Gun's super effective. So I'm obviously trying to avoid super effective moves anyway, like I mentioned before. But Headbutt just does more, just because it's physical, and I've got better attack than special attack. I'm lucky to get the critical there as well. Headbutt was only going to do like 50%, so the critical there was really nice. What you're hoping for here a lot of the time is a lot of flinches, because the flinches save time. Obviously, like I said, criticals are a bit better than flinches as well. But you're using Headbutt a lot in here, and it's one of the reasons it's the most important move. Oh, no, sorry, one of the most important moves, because without Headbutt here, you're gonna get destroyed pretty hard.
The SP on you Sand Attack, you got away pretty nicely?
Yeah, I did get away nicely. Unfortunately, it did use Confusion, so it lowered my health a bit. Ideally, I want to be above 50 health when I get to the Jolteon, so that I don't have to heal before it. So, I'm hoping for not Confusion. Basically, I'd rather Espeon use Tackle. Pretty much all of the trainers here have random AI, though. They can just use any of their attacks. And this guy uses Pursuit and fucking criticals me, which is really unlucky. I don't know, I get Sand Attack a lot from this guy though, so I'm happy I'm just not getting Sand Attacked.
Yeah, he does also have Sand Attack, so...
All of these guys have Sand Attack.
Faint Attack would be probably the best thing from this guy.
Like, lowering your accuracy is obviously one of the banes. Like, even when you're just playing this game, everybody hates Sand Attack. But yeah, now I'm at low enough HP that I'll have to heal before Jolteon. But I'm gonna fight the Vaporeon first anyway, just to heal off any damage that he might do also.
Got the flinch.
Uh-huh, and there we go, we start flinching.
Oh, that double flinch, man.
Mm-hmm. Too sexy, man. Okay, so, like I said, most of the trainers in here use random moves. This Jolteon does not. Because Thundershock's super effective, it'll always use Thundershock. And because Jolteon's so fast, he's going to outspeed you, so you know a lot of damage is about to come on in this battle. So I know Thundershock's going to do about 22 damage. So I have to heal to about 45 before I'll go into this fight. Okay, so that went well as well, because I'm really scared of that Jolteon. I don't know why. He's just got really good luck. He always seems to critical me and paralyze me, and it's absolute bullshit. I just hate that Jolteon. I just really do. But yeah, so now I pick up Surf, which is obviously going to be a huge move for me. And like I mentioned, you try and do a lot of item stuff together, so you don't have to access the items as much. So right here we do another one of those. We're going to heal, we're going to teach moves, and we're going to use the bike all at the same time. Just because it's faster to do so if you do it all at the same time. So we teach Ice Punch and Surf at the same time. Like, I could have taught Ice Punch as soon as I bought it, but it would have been slower to do so, because there would have been nothing where Ice Punch is actually useful. Because none of the evolutions there, Ice Punch would have done more damage than any other attack that I have. Headbutt does more to all of them. Okay, and now we go to the gym. Now, like I said before, super effective is not always the answer. Fight is super effective on everything in this gym, but Surf is our main attack. Because Surf isn't super effective, it's actually more effective to use it in the speedrun, because it'll avoid that text.
Yeah, you just surf all these Ghastlies and they're all gonna go down. And this trainer, for some reason, has like 4 or 5 Ghastlies.
Yeah, so in this game they're trying to make all different types compared to the first game, so they're not going to reuse any of the types. So they make a Ghost Gym. Unfortunately, there's only 4 Ghost types, and one of them's so late in the game they're trying to keep it hidden, so they only use 3 Ghost types. So there's only 3 different types of Pokemon in this gym. So you do see a lot of the Pokemon over and over and over again. Okay, yeah, so we skip the second trainer in this gym just by knowing the floor pattern. I don't know, that was one of the things I never knew when I was just playing the game. I only learned that through speedrunning. This guy is pretty bad, this Haunter, because he's faster than you. So you're hoping to not get nightshaded, because you don't want to lose that much health. What you're really hoping for is Curse, because that takes off half his health, and then you'll end up one-hitting him. But, you know, take what you get.
That nightshade.
What you're really not hoping for, honestly, is Spite. If he uses Spite turn 2, and steals your Surf PP, it's pretty awful. Because you can run out of Surf PP before you get to Morty. And yeah, that's really bad.
Also, he can like double spam you with Nightshade and you'd lose a lot of health, and it'd make that Morty fight really, really hard to get through.
Yeah. Okay, so the second Haunter here, again, same thing. This one can actually die from a Surf, but damage range, you know, I got really unlucky and my damage range was really low, so I had to 2-hit him. Luckily he just used Mean Look, so everything was fine. But yeah, I'm flesh out of healing items at this point, so I have to just go straight into the Morty fight with the lost health that have happened. So if I got hit by like pretty much any attack there, I was in a lot of trouble. So this
I've actually been hit by 3 Nightshades too.
Yeah, that's just pretty sad. Don't
Pretty
even
rough,
start the
man.
fight.
Yeah.
So this is the first use of X items. So this guy's got a Gengar, and the Gengar is pretty fierce. So you want to be faster than the Gengar, so you use an X speed. And you also want to be able to do enough damage. So you use the next special as well, so that you can one-hit his Haunters, and so you can two-hit the Gengar. So it ends up saving 3 turns to use the X special. And it saves a lot of time to use the X speed, because his Gengar's got Hypnosis. And if he's faster than you use Hypnosis, you just can't prepare for it. So unfortunately I got Curse, but I turn 2 was lucky though. because he's got lick, and obviously I don't want to be paralyzed. But, okay, so I get the level up here, and I'm counting my health. 2 curses, and I'm dead. Gengar takes 2 turns, so if I hit him, he uses Hypnosis, and I have to heal the Hypnosis. Curse is going to do 20 damage, and then 20 damage, and I'm going to go to exactly 0. So I need either the flinch with Bite, or the critical, or he misses with Hypnosis.
Flinch! Oh my god, mean look.
He's a dumbass that uses mean look.
Oh my god, that's lucky as hell.
That's so fucking lucky. Like, it's so retarded that he used fucking... I don't understand why he used mean look. Like, it's a 95% pretty much that he uses.
I've never seen that. I've never seen mean look. Damn.
I was so nervous, man. I see him attack. Oh shit. Me look. It's perfect.
So yeah, another good fight.
Yeah, definitely another good fight. Got away with one there. Okay, so at this point, I still haven't hit any spinners. What I haven't told you is I actually have to hit 1. Because if I don't hit 1 spinner, I won't have enough experience before I get to Chuck's gym. I need to be a Feraligatr there, and if I don't hit 1 spinner, I will not be a Feraligatr. There's only 2 spinners before Chuck. Ideally, I hit the last one. This is the second last one. Coming up now. Her name is Dana. She's probably the easiest spinner in the game to dodge, though. So I'm pretty confident that nope.
Oh damn.
Nope.
Fucking Dana, man.
Fucking Dana. And like your PPs are low at this point as well because you're about to take the center in Olivine. So you don't really have that many moves left. So I'm trying to make do with what I've got, and she's a complete bitch. And it's just like, nah, 1 HP.
And this Flaffy also has Thundershock.
Yeah, that Flaffy. I think it
out.
does a weave as well.
Yeah, it does.
It's now okay. I'm now out of surfs, and this is my last headbutt. Fucking side up 1 HPs me as well.
Oh my god.
Complete
So,
fucking bitch.
He used Disable, so it's all good.
Yeah, that was really unlucky. So the reason you'd rather fight the last spinner is because you actually have to pass the last spinner twice. And so if you get him on the first pass, you know you won't get him on the second pass. So ideally at this point, you haven't fought any spinners, and you can just fight the last one. So you're obviously going to lose time somewhere because you have to fight 1 spinner, but by facing the last one, you take away any possibility of fighting 2 trainers. Because you don't have to fight him. Because the second time you pass him is between Price and Jasmine. So it's much later on in the game because he's in the lighthouse. So it's when you go back and heal the Ampharos up there. So now they're out of repels, we've got to go shopping. This is where you can get super repels as well. And in case you're wondering, we're taking the center at Olivine because at Acrudiac there's a cutscene where Bill comes out and talks about the time capsule. So you can't take the center at Acrudiac because it wastes, like, probably about a minute just watching that cutscene. So you have to wait until Olivine to take it.
You gotta hope for the best with Ernest.
So yeah, now Ernest is the last spinner. So now I'm trying to dodge him. If I'd missed Dana, I would have just fought him on purpose, but now I'm trying to dodge him. So now, okay, so another diversion on the route is that I got a Sentret. So when you get a Sentret or a Bellsprout, you don't have a slave for strength. So you actually end up teaching strength to your Feraligatr. And it ends up going over Headbutt because they're such similar moves. It's a more powerful version of Headbutt. It's got 80 power instead of 70, but it can't flinch. It actually ends up being slightly worse as a move, but it does just enough. Over the course of the run, on average, assuming average flinches throughout the run, it loses 2 seconds. But it's fine. Like, you see a Sentret, you catch it instantly. What this does mean, however, is that the PP management in here is much easier. Because strength is going to go over headbutt, I can just use headbutt on everything and not have to worry about the PP, because the PP is going to get restored when I put strength back on. So I kind of like teaching strength because it just makes this part so much smoother and so much easier. If you keep headbutt, you have to keep switching between headbutt and surf at different points. But because I've got this, I can just headbutt, 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 and then when I get strength, surf, 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 and strength, strength. Just on whatever I want.
This Growlithe, man. So oh my god.
This Growlithe is also at damage range, so it's really likely that he'll die. It's like a 90% that he'll die. This can be your story time, 5-Up. What happens if he doesn't die?
If he doesn't die, he'll use Roar. If he uses Roar and spams Roar, you get destroyed, man, because your XP gets destroyed and you're gonna have to run into Ernest again then. And there goes all your time. And the run, of course.
So yeah, he can cost upwards of almost 2 minutes if he doesn't die to headbutt.
Damn.
And yeah, like obviously Surf would kill him, but you're trying to avoid the super effective text, so that's a bit of risk reward there. Like you can use Surf if you want, but I'm like, nah. I gotta use headbutt. But it's those frames, man.
It's all about the frames.
Nice trick here where you go down the left side to dodge that trainer that's waiting for you as soon as you fall down. Grab the ether there, that's actually as a use, and get past on Ernest round 1. Okay, so talking to Jasmine's obviously just to flag being able to get the secret potion.
And good lighthouse too. Very good.
Very good lighthouse. So we grab the rare candy here, because that's going to take us to level 30, which is when we evolve. And now we can just escape rope out of here, because that's quicker than just dropping down all the time. And so again, we're going to do another, like, massive items after we get strength here. We're going to do everything all at the same time. So again, I know that the repel is going to go the distance, so I'm going to use a repel before I'm even close to like any encounters, because I just know it's going to go the distance. And along with that, we'll evolve. So I need to be for Alligator before I get to Chuck's gym, because he's got it's you get back-to-back battles, and there's a Hitmonlee and a Hitmonchan when you get to the gym. If you're a Croconaw there, they destroy you. The Hitmonlee is faster than you, and it'll 2-hit you with double kick. And it might take you 3 hits to kill it with Croconaw. I'm not sure. It might still be a 2-hit. But then go straight into Hitmonchan, and then that'll destroy you if you somehow manage to get past Hitmonlee. And now finally we get to hear this surf music. Too good, man. So peaceful. I love it. But here to disrupt your peace is Spinner Kaylee. I don't know, she's one of the most furious people to hit. She's got so fucking close, man. Like, I get so furious when I get hit by Kaylee because, I don't know, I just hate her. I just hate her.
Just swimming through the water too and going so slow. It's pretty rough.
Yeah. But okay, so yeah, like I said before with the PP management, at this point, if I still had Headbutt, I would use Headbutt Surf on everything. I would use Headbutt Surf to try and get the flinch with Headbutt, but because the PP doesn't matter anymore, I don't have to keep switching moves. I can just go Strength, 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 Strength. And then on the next guy, I can just go Surf, 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 and then Surf, Surf, Surf. I don't have to worry about all that different PP, like switching moves, so it's less input. And like I said before, I'm always nervous because, like, throughout the whole run, just that something stupid is going to go wrong, because the game can disable your inputs. If you press something too quickly, like, say when I start a battle and I choose Fight, I press A and then I press up really quickly, the switch moves. It'll disable that input. It just won't exist. It'll say, nah, you press that too quickly. Or I press up twice really fast. It'll be, nah, the second one didn't exist. And it can also double tap. That if you press it once, it'll actually accept it twice. Which is really, really weird and really stupid. And no, I'm not crazy because it doesn't happen in first generation. So it's not me making a mistake. It's the game's...
No, it's happened to me too.
Yeah.
For sure.
It's happened to everybody who's tried to run this game.
Just those sticky keys, man.
And yeah, like I said, for this guy, I normally try and use headbutt on the Machoke to go for the flinch, but I can just use surf. So, assuming I don't get the flinch, it actually saves time. Now, here with Sergeant Toss, we did a bit of damage, and so I know 46 health isn't going to be enough for Choc, so I'm going to heal here before the next trainer, because the Super Potion is still going to do 50 health. What that is going to do is, because I'm already in the start menu, I can actually use strength manually instead of having to talk to the boulders, which ends up saving like half a second as well. Like that's not something, like I have notes when I run this game, but I don't look at my notes. That's something that isn't written in my notes, it's just something you gotta think about instantly. It's those kind of things that makes me really enjoy speedrunning Pokemon. Just those little tiny saves. It's all about the frames, man. It's all about the frames. And then this guy's the same. Surf. Don't have to worry about any flinches. Just hope Primeape doesn't hit me too hard, because he's the only one that won't die in one hit.
Hope for that Leer. Of course, he karate chops.
Of course, but nah, that's enough help. So, okay.
Yeah, that was fun.
Choc he's one of the fights that you go into with confidence. And you never come out with confidence. Like, I don't know, he has such a low chance of killing you. It's like 1 in 16. But his Primeape, he can't do shit. It's his second one, it's Poliwrath. It's because you 2-hit the Poliwrath, it gets 1 move on you. His AI is random, so he'll switch between moves. He'll even use Surf on you. So his 4 moves are Surf, Hypnosis, Mind Reader, and Dynamic Punch. The only thing that can kill you is Dynamic Punch, and then he hits, and then you hurt yourself in Confusion. It's such a ridiculously low chance. But you'd be surprised at how often it happens. Okay, so unluckily I got lead there, so that means if he does hit me, it's going to do a bit more damage. So I'd rather he actually use like Karate Chop or Fury Swipes or something. But I loaded up my X attacks, so I'm just hoping for the best here. And of course he uses Dynamic Punch and hits, which is ridiculous. So at this stage, I just YOLO, yeah, I'll get through Confusion. Oh good. So I got really lucky on that battle as well. like
Put in all your...
I would've just...
Yeah, you'd be dead, yeah.
I couldn't switch out either, because switching out loses your X attack boost. And I'd use 2 X attacks, so if I'd switched out at that point, and then switched back in and used Strength, not only would he not die, but if I managed to live the next turn, he would heal, and he would Hyper Potion. It's kind of what I was talking about doing exactly 50% damage. Like, you've just got to do right on that range to try and avoid them healing. Now, actually, don't put on the bike here. It would save, like, 4 or so frames to put on the bike there. But I'm really worried about that fly bitch, because she moves around like crazy. And if you miss a tile there, then it ends up being slower to put on the bike. And she can move as you move with the bike on, and you can't catch it, and it's impossible, so it's just safer to not do it there. Again, this is another instance of me using a super repel, despite the fact that I'm nowhere near anything. Just to couple it with teaching fly, because obviously we're going to use fly here to get out of here. Okay, so now we go off and do the mahogany sequence. So obviously we could have done mahogany first, but we wouldn't have had fly, so we wouldn't have been able to come back. I pick up the Ultra Ball here as well, because it's the only quick Ultra Ball you can get, without, like, going a long way out of your way. You can't actually buy Ultra Balls before the next thing I'm going to catch, or, well, the only thing left I'm going to catch. And there's another spinner here, Benjamin. Passed him with no issues. Really, really nice. I'm happy about that. Another thing I could have done there was gone through Mount Mortar instead of surfed across the water. But in Gold, Mount Mortar is in the dark, and it's pretty hard to navigate your way in the dark, especially in Gen 2. Because in Gen 2, dark is completely dark. You can't see anything. And if you do it perfectly without hitting any walls, which is impossible, you end up saving like 1 second. So it's much, much safer to just surf across the water. I did so many tests on it trying to be faster, going through the dark in Mount Mortar, it just didn't work. And here's the red Gyarados, and this is where we use the Polka Doll. Because you can't actually run from this battle. It's pretty interesting. The way they made this battle was, it's just a certain style. Like, they made it, I don't know, it's like the 6th style battle that they made into the game, in where the Pokemon will always be shiny. Because, obviously, it's the red Gyarados, it's gotta be shiny. An offset of that they didn't actually know about is that it meant that you couldn't flee from the battle, because it had the same characteristics as other battle styles where you couldn't flee. They just didn't take that out. But you can still use the Polka Doll because it's treated as a wild Pokemon battle. So you can just Polka Doll out of that battle and it treats as that it's over.
So you watch Lance body that guy? Always nice.
Hey, everybody loves that hype of being there. It's getting destroyed. So this is the over level part of the game. Because like I said, there's a split path here. And so when you go to the second side of the split path, which is Mahogany, everything's pretty low level. So you're gonna be one-hitting everything in here, and it's just about don't use super effective attacks and kill everything, just to minimize the amount of text that's coming up.
Also, another thing, you don't go to Jasmine right away because you're not going to be able to one-hit her Pokemon right away. So you delay it a bit.
Yeah, so the 6th gym leader is Jasmine, but you don't do that because, like 5 said, you can't one-hit the Steelix, and you have to fly to Olivine anyway. So it doesn't cost you any time because you've still got to fly there. You can just fly there whenever you want. So you do the Mahogany sequence and then you fly to Olivine. So instead of fly to Olivine, then fly to Acridiac, do Mahogany, you fly to Acridiac, do Mahogany, and fly to Olivine. It's exactly the same amount of time. Except the fact that you one-hit the Steelix, so it saves you a turn in battle. And the thing about Jasmine, like I said before, because the gym leaders have items, she'll Hyper Potion the Steelix, and so it wastes a bunch of time. Okay, so at this point, instead of going through the whole sequence in this first room, we turn off the security because it ends up saving like 5 fights to just turn off the security, because every time you go past an alarm, you have to fight 2 trainers. So we fight this scientist and then flip the switch which ends up, you know, like I said, cutting out 5 trainers, and you only have to fight 1 when you do so. Okay, so there's the switch, and now we can just go past the alarms with no problem. Like I said before, the PP management there is also pretty easy because you got rid of headbutt, so it's just strength, surf stuff. It's a lot more tight if you've still got headbutt, but now we get the free heal, so it resets again. So now it's back to PP management being a thing. So PP management is obviously just using the right moves without running out of any PP, because you've got to know exactly what moves you're using in the future so that never happens. And you also want to minimize the amount of text, like I said. That's your next priority. Well, your first priority is minimizing the amount of turns. You want the least amount of turns in battle. Then you want to minimize the amount of text. You don't want to use the least amount of super effective moves as possible. Then you want to minimize the amount of text on the screen from the moves, which is, like, strength only has 4 letters, so it's really important that you want to be using strength a lot. No, not strength, surf. You want to be using surf as much as possible. And then you want to minimize the amount of inputs. That is, you want to be switching between moves as little as possible. You want to be sticking to the same moves against the same trainer if you can, just so you move around as little as possible. This is obviously to maximize your efficiency and, you know, go as quick as possible. It's a speedrun. That's the idea.
So you basically just body right through all the rocket guys and finish up with this rocket headquarters.
Yeah, there's really not that much to say at this point. It's just, you go in, you use the right moves, you body everybody. Like, the few battles here, like the next, like, 5 or so, they're all very, very standard. They all pretty much go exactly the same. And you just use the right moves and you body everybody. That's pretty much just all it is. So the 2 trainers who give out the passwords, you have to talk to them after the battle. Otherwise, you still don't learn the passwords. So the idea here is obviously just talk to those 2 trainers, get the passwords, and go infiltrate the boss. That's just all we're doing at this point. And yeah, this guy is actually a spinner as well, but you have to fight him because he knows one of the passwords. It's quicker if he doesn't get you, so you don't get the exclamation point, which wastes time, that he finds you. So, I guess, save like a second there, that he didn't get me. It's always nice. So yeah, at this point of the run, if I was using another Pokemon instead of Alligator like Typhlosion, everything would be going at exactly the same speed. I'd be one-hitting absolutely everything. But it's the advantage early game that Feraligatr got when it was a Totodile through Rage. That's its real advantage, is that it just starts off so much quicker than anything else. Like, there's just nothing else that comes close to how good Feraligatr is. I love how many times your rival shows up in this game to not fight you. It's fucking awesome. Like, what the heck?
I always like the fact that I fought my rivals in Gen 1. It was pretty hype. Like, I was always hyped for rival fights.
Yeah, I agree. Everything here just goes down to surf. Like, everything in here is a one-hit kill. After this battle, it starts to get a bit more than that. So the actual executive, like, that guy's a joke. The actual executive, that doesn't happen. One of the worst mistakes I've ever made in a run was not talking to this Murkrow here. So, the Murkrow tells you the password, so you have to talk to the Murkrow. I had one run where I was on world record pace, and I just completely forgot to do that, and then I got to the door, and it wouldn't open, and I was just, you know, head down, it's all over. Okay, so now we go back, we open the door, and we fight the actual executive. So this is another place where my special really come into play. So this is the first of many during the Team Rocket sequence, that the special is in a damage range. So it doesn't matter how good your special is, everything still won't always die. But the higher special you have, the more chance it is to die. The very first Pokemon is the first Pokemon that this executive has. She leads with an Arbok, and you use Surf. With good special, it has probably a 70% chance to die. With bad special, and when I say bad special, I mean a DB of 12 or 13 instead of 14 or 15, which is still way above average. But it's all I would accept. It probably has a 50% chance to die. Despite my good special, it still lives. I have to Ice Punch the Gloom, because it won't die to Strength there. The other Gloom, we obviously use Strength on to avoid the super effective, but had to use Ice Punch on that one. Surf on the Murkrow to obviously avoid the Ice Punch super effective. So a lot of this game is just, it's a lot about knowledge. It's about knowing what will die and what won't die. And then on the spot improvisation after that. Okay, so now we have to kill the 3 Electrodes. Now, the thing about these Electrodes is that they're wild Pokemon. So the Electrodes can have different stats. Every single trainer Pokemon in this game always has the same stats. But these electrodes, because they're wild, they can have very, very different stats. The DVs can be completely different. So, if I encounter an electrode here with a really high HP and a really high special DV, it will not die to Surf. It just won't. So, at this point, this is the only point in the game where I have to worry about this, because it's the only wild Pokemon that I have to kill. Gotta be worried about that, top percentage electrode.
Damn, yo. Fucking electrodes.
I'm pretty sure they have Spark and can paralyze you, but I'm not 100% on that. Like, it's so rare that they live, honestly. Because, you have to get a pretty shit damage range as well. Like, with my stuff, these things should be dying.
A lot definitely has to go wrong. Like, you have to have a bad damage range, and they have to be, like, a top percentage electrode.
Okay, they all went down. And, in case you didn't see there, my Surf PP is currently 5 out of 15. Just take that in note as well. And another thing is, during this sequence, I picked up a protein because it was faster to do so. Like, it was just an item in my way when I was trying to come back after getting the password from Murkrow. I just picked up a protein. Now, protein raises your stat EXP and attack, so it doesn't make that much of a difference, the protein, so it's never worth going out of your way to get items like protein, Carbos, calcium. They just don't do enough for how much time they take to get, and how much money they cost. At 9,800, it's ridiculous. But the fact that getting one costs no time means it only takes like 1 second to use one, so it ends up being worth it to use that protein. And I coupled that with using the Ether on Surf, so now I've got full Surf PP. I had 5 out of 15, and now I'm 15 out of 15, so it was a perfect use. This is the hardest spinner in the game. Fuck this guy. Fuck Douglas, dude. This dude sucks ass, and I fucking fuck.
He was looking right at you.
Like,
that's so rough.
Every single spinner, you try and stop before. You'll wait for them to turn away, and then you pass them. But because you're trying to pass this fucking dumbass on fucking stupid-ass dick ice, you can't see him. You can't stop. You can't do shit. You just spin into his ass, and you hope his dick doesn't come out, and just fucking go right up your shit. It's all you can do.
Just gotta hope for the best.
Swipe past his ass, and then just, second dick right up there. Just done. It's fucking stupid. I hate this guy. So this is the first spinner right here that's actually cost time, and then it sucks. Like, I don't know, my average spinners through the game is 6, but going through the game without any spinners would be absolutely insane. Or any extra spinners anyway, that would be so insane. And so, I'm really disappointed. This is the first time I've lost time because of a spinner. But it's Douglas. He is definitely the hardest to dodge. He hits me probably 90% of the time, Douglas. It's fucking ridiculous.
In my opinion, you just checkmark Douglas when you're doing the run. You're like, okay, Douglas is gonna get me, but nobody else, hopefully.
Yep. Okay, now it's time for price. And this price fight is really the main reason I use the protein. Because his Dugong, it's kind of close whether you two-hit him, his Dugong. So, the protein makes sure that you do, pretty much. Especially with my really low attack. I only had 13 attack, so... Fuck Douglas, though, dude. I hate him so much. He's the biggest piece of shit. But yeah, you can see there, I only just did 50% there to the Dugong.
Definitely the worst spinner in the game.
And then yeah, his trump card is Pilot's Mind, which goes down with no issue at all. Price is a pretty easy fight, honestly. Certainly the easiest gym leader to this point. And now that we've done the mahogany sequence, we can go back to Olivine and beat Jasmine. And now we've got enough levels that we can one-hit all of her Pokemon, and so she'll be a joke. But like I said before, because I got hit by Dana, I couldn't take out Ernest. So Ernest is now another spinner that I have to dodge, because I have to go through the lighthouse again to go up to Jasmine to heal the Ampharos. So I have to get past him again. And so I'm nervous, real nervous about that at this stage, because that's another minute that I would lose if I hit him. Like, he's so stupid. His Cloyster has fucking Protect as well. Spams that shit. Fuck Douglas.
Now I gotta hope for the best with Ernest.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, no, he did that double jab.
Try to jag my shit. Yeah, we got past Ernest the second time, which means hitting Dana actually ended up costing no time, because I had to hit a spinner. And the fact that I dodged Ernest means I did only hit one in that sequence. So hitting Dana didn't cost any time. So the only spinner I've hit at this time that has cost any time is Douglas. Fucking Douglas.
I think Ernest has 3 Pokemon, so hitting Dana would probably be a little faster.
Yeah, Douglas has got 3. Well, I mean, at that point, I'd one-hit all of Douglas's, but at the stage where I would have had to hit him, it would have taken 4 turns.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, slightly quicker than Dana. But yeah, now we go to Jasmine and we just absolutely plow through her. Because now we've got enough levels to just one-hit everything she's got. And yep, there she goes. Too easy, too easy.
It's really nice when you know what's going to happen before you enter the gym.
Yeah, it's a good feeling. Like, there's just nothing that could possibly go wrong with that medal. So now we get the call about Goldenrod. So we go back to Goldenrod, and this is another Team Rocket sequence. So this is, like I said, there's another few damage ranges coming up here that are really important. But, you're pretty over-leveled at this stage also. So a lot of things here are one-hits. But, I don't know. There's still a lot of things that can just slightly go wrong, and then they cost a lot of time. The good thing I like about this segment is, for the next, like, 40 minutes, there's absolutely 0 spinners. And it's awesome. It's just straight battling, pretty much. A lot of it, again, is about PP management. So, I've got max surf, so at the end, you want to have 0 surfs at pretty much every single endpoint. It took me a lot of time to work out the PP, like what's exactly the most efficient, because there's so many different possibilities. Because, especially on the second PP management, this one's pretty simple when this one ends, but it's the second one. I guess I'll talk about that when I get to it. But it's really tricky. There's so many different possibilities. I guess one of the things I haven't talked about that I would a lot during my runs is the differences between Gold and Crystal. Because I've done a Crystal run before. This is one of the times I get tripped up a lot, is because in gold you have to get all the way around these rockets to avoid fighting them. In crystal that doesn't work, so you have to go fight them. So a lot of the time in gold I'll walk to the left and go, oh wait, never mind, I can just walk around you. But like, the main differences are you can't get a polywag early on in gold, and you don't have to do burnt tower in gold. But there's a lot of extra trainers you do have to fight in gold, a lot of the way. So gold ends up being slower by about 6 minutes, I would say. And this time is 5 minutes slower than my crystal time, so I would say this is just slightly better than my... Oh, nah, actually, it's about the same as my crystal, honestly, overall, of how much time can be saved on an absolutely perfect run. So yeah, talking to trainers here instead of letting them spot us, because that saves time to avoid the exclamation mark that appears above their head, and it plays a jingle where the game stops. But obviously time's still running, so it's quicker to go up and talk to them, as long as they're 2 tiles away. If they're 3 tiles away or more, then it's quicker to just let them talk to you, because otherwise you have to move too far out of the way for it to be worth it.
So yeah, a lot of this part is just PP management. Just gotta make sure that you end up with 0 surfs at the end, but making sure you're hitting all these Magnemites, especially because everything else will not one-hit them if you're not surfing them.
But yeah, this is where the damage ranges start to come in, because all of those were gonna die. But this Porygon is the start of more damage ranges, so this is one of the unlucky ones. So you only have like a 10% chance to kill this Porygon, honestly, with Surf. You have to get really, really fucking lucky. But it's still a percentage play to use Surf rather than to use Bite. So the reasons behind using Bite would be to go for the flinch, but Surf still ends up being more of a percentage play because the one-hit kill ends up being obviously that's more worth it. And if you get the critical as well, Bite won't kill, but Surf will. And so you kind of look like a dumbass if you use Bite and it criticals in that situation. But there are still places where going for the flinch is a percentage play. And that's obviously where either the critical would kill, or you can't one-hit them anyway. And so for this guy, we've got just enough surfs for all of his Pokemon. So he's got 6 Pokemon, we've got 6 surfs. So PP management done right. We've also got 0 strengths at this stage. The one that's a damage range here is the wheezing. So all the coughings are going to die in one hit. It's about the wheezing. Again, it's like a 10% chance to die.
Yeah, I mean, everything worked out there where he had exactly enough surfs. His PP management was perfect. Oh, we got the critical on the wheezing. That's always nice.
Uh-huh. So that is obviously a really nice turn there. Really fucking good. Honestly, I doubt he would have died. Because like I said, it's such a low chance that he will die.
Nah, that wheezing never dies for me, for sure.
I think I've only ever got the kill like once.
Actually, that Porygon goes down a lot more than the wheezing, in my opinion.
I've only gotten the Porygon like once as well. And now, for whatever reason, you can't escape rope from this, this place.
This building. Radio tower?
Radio tower, there we go, the tower, that's what I was gonna... That's the word I was looking for. Yeah, you can't escape rope from here, so you've got to walk all the way out. But yeah, obviously with our PP, we've got to go heal. And get all that PP back. So now, this is the really interesting PP management, because ideally, by the end of this block, you have no strengths, you have no ice punches, you have no surfs, and the amount of bites you have can vary to the point where you will have no bites as well. So it's really, really fucking tight. And if you use any move incorrectly or whatever, you're just completely screwed. Because then, like, you run out of PP for that move. Then you try and substitute a different one, but then it doesn't kill, and then you run out of that move. And then it's just a huge chain of events where, like, you've just got to do everything perfectly at this stage. Otherwise, you're gonna get bodied. So, now we go back to the underground, and there's, like, a level 10. Like, what an absolute fucking joke. Level 10. Like, it'll die to any single move I've got. So for the first one, obviously, avoid super effective and use strength. However, I don't have another spare strength. I have to use bite on the second one and cop the super effective because I just will use too many strengths throughout the rest of this series, where bite ends up being the better option there.
There's just so many little things that help save time.
And then this guy, unfortunately, has 4 fucking Pokemon.
Fucking Magnolites, man.
Mm-hmm. These stupid-ass Magnemites. So Surf is the only move I have that isn't super effective on these Magnemites. But they're level 7, I don't really want to use all my Surfs, but I will, because, you know, it saves time. I'm pretty sure my note save, to use Surf on 2 of them, but I use Surf on all 3 anyway, because I'm like, nah, okay, now what am I gonna do? I just had this idea during this run, I'm pretty sure, to just substitute a Surf out somewhere. I can't remember what it is. This is intense. Where did I do it?
Yeah, and Bite's really annoying to use against them.
Yeah, it is.
Just doesn't feel good when it says it's not very effective and they go down anyways.
But okay, he's straight from level 7s into the basement. And the first fight we do in here is the hardest one, of course. Because it's the rival. So there's a lot of damage ranges in this fight, and that's why I said Bite's variable to 0, because every time you fail a damage range, or rather something doesn't die and it's in a damage range, you finish it with Bite, because it's the only move you've got spare PP of. So the first thing is his Golbat, and this is a damage range. It can and can't die. I'd say it's like a 60% to go down.
Nice, got the critical anyways.
Yeah, it's not a damage range if you get the critical.
That worked out nicely.
Yeah. So the big issue here is his Meganium. Ice Punch won't one-hit it. It'll only do like 60%. So, Strength does like 40% though. So you use Strength and Ice Punch. You can argue a point to use Ice Punch first, because if it criticals, it'll die. The reason I use Strength first is because you only freeze once.
Oh my god.
So basically, if you use Ice Punch first, you can freeze the Meganium, right? Freezing the Meganium actually is slower because it goes through the whole freeze animation, and it takes a bit of time. I'm also really superstitious, and if I freeze the Meganium, I feel like I have no chance to freeze the Venusaur, and that's a much more important freeze. So, unfortunately I didn't kill the Sneasel. That's a damage range as well, but that's one of the hardest in my opinion. Like, that never dies, dude. That Sneasel
yeah, that never dies for sure. You just finish it off with a bite.
Uh-huh. Unfortunately, I got poisoned, so I do have to heal that, which is a bit of a shit. Like, normally wouldn't have to heal anything here at all, but oh well.
So yeah, again here, it's mostly PT management because everything's going to go down with one hit, mostly. Just gotta make sure you're saving your powerful moves for later.
So yeah, these two next trainers have both got a mark. They're both a damage range on Surf as well. So, this first mark is 23. It's probably like a 60% chance to go down. And yet again, we get the critical just to avoid any chance. So all good there. And yeah, these switches, I don't know, I wish so bad that you could find a way to go through this place without fighting every single fucking trainer, but there just is no way. The only way to get through is 3, 2, 1, and you have to fight every trainer in here. I just wish there was more diversity into how you can go through, but I guess not. And yeah, obviously talk to the third trainer here to avoid the exclamation mark again.
Yeah, at least there's no spinners.
Yes.
Makes things a lot easier.
That's a good point. So here's the second mark, it's level 24. So this one's more like a 40% chance to die. And nope.
It's unfortunate. At least it didn't poison you or anything stupid like that.
Okay, so now we go through and... So, Again, it's just about avoiding super effective stuff here. So another thing with the headbutt strength trade-off is that strength will kill a few more things that headbutt wouldn't. So that also starts here, I believe. But the fire types here, the Growlithe and the Magmars, they'll all go down.
Ooh, that Magmar Spark.
Yeah.
I love Magmar.
Really cool Pokemon. The formula is pretty much use Bite on anything Bite will kill. Use not super effective move if it'll die also. And then if not, kill it with whatever you can. So with these guys, this bitch has got 2 glooms. Headbutt will not kill them. Strength will. So the fact that you have strength means you obviously use strength on both of them. That in turn changes your PP management, because now you've got 2 less strengths and 2 more Ice Punches. So you've got to use Ice Punch more and Headbutt less. So the way you do that is you change the PP management slightly. So instead of using Surf on one of the Coughings, you have to switch that and use Ice Punch on it. And then, so then you got rid of the Ice Punch and you saved a Surf. And so then you can use Surf on Pidgeotto instead of using Strength to save the Strength. And you just do that again at, I think it's a Grimer? Use Ice Punch instead of using Surf. And then you save the Surf and use Surfs instead of using Headbutt. So you got to change up a couple things based on different conditions. Because PP management is so tight where you really don't have any other choice at this stage.
Yeah, especially since your next heal is not until this little house on the way to Johto. Like,
yeah. So
on the way to Elite Four.
We go all the way through like Ice Path and all the way through Claire and through even more battles after that before we take another heal. So PP management in this stage is very tight. And things like using Ice Punch on that Raticate, because the Raticate won't die to Bite, but we don't want to use Strength or Surf because they're more important than Ice Punch. Or well, I guess it's more rather that that's just how the PP management goes. I have a spare Ice Punch there, I don't have a spare Strength or a spare Surf.
Yeah, the last battle of this little tour. And then you just talk to the last guy and escape rope out of here.
Okay, but obviously you can escape right out of the basement, so after this guy will just escape out. I hate how long this guy talks for. It's like 17 seconds. It's pretty ridiculous. But now we go back to the radio tower and finish that stuff off. So there's a couple more damage ranges up here as well. So there's like, I think there's 1, 2, 3, 4, but there's like 6 damage ranges with bite. Like, because you finish them all off with bite. I think if they all go on the wrong side, you actually run out of PP completely. And you have to use struggle on the very last Pokemon you fight. But I already got one of the monks, and I got the Golbat, so I know I'm already right on that count. But obviously it's still very important that I get the damage ranges, just to save that time.
I mean, I'd also say that the Rocket Headquarter and the Underground would be the most like wearing on you in the run, because you're just battling so many people over and over again that when you're actually done from it, you're so excited, but then obviously you're gonna run into the Poliwag situation, so it gets kind of rough, but you're actually really hopeful when you're done this part right here.
Yeah, this is honestly one of the most dull parts of the run, but it's one of the easiest as well. So you're excited to get out of it because it's like, okay, now there's stuff to do. But it's like, okay, that means there's places for me to get fucked over. Shit.
Pretty much.
But yeah, this Golbat, this is damage range. I'd say this one's probably 50-50, honestly. On this one. And down he goes.
It's pretty sweet.
Uh-huh. And that Golbat's got Supersonic and Confuse Ray, so... You know, you definitely want him dead.
Fuck, man. 2 moves to destroy you with. That's awesome. It's the same move, and he learns it twice. That's just great.
This bitch has got 2 damage ranges. First, the Arbok may or may not die. I would say this one's 50-50 also. Actually, no, this one's probably 60% to die. This one does generally die. It's the next one I would say is a 50-50. Which is the Vileplume. And Vileplume going down is very important, because obviously, you know, it's got bad moves. That Stun Spore, Absorb, just waste a bunch of your time. But yeah, this is really where you see my special starting to make really good amends. Like, if I had 11 special at level 6, I would not have killed any of those things in one hit. Like, I can pretty much guarantee that.
It definitely saves a lot of time during the run when you have good special. And good stats in general.
But yeah, this guy's really cool. Unfortunately, he gets absolutely destroyed by Feraligatr. Like, Houndoom is such a cool Pokemon. But
yeah, definitely another one of my favorites to go with Growlithe and Arcanine.
Absolutely. And now we're finally done with the Rocket Escapade. So we're back, we can free up. Stuff about to happen again. Still gotta get out of here first, of course. And this fucking director, dude, he needs to shut his dick. Honestly, he just talks way too much. I hate him so much.
So we're finally done with this place, and we're off, man. Trying to catch that Polyswag.
So, first thing we gotta do here is get past NPCs. Now this bitch, look at this bitch. Alright, she doesn't move. All good. She can block your ass by moving up there and it sucks a dick. But then there's this bitch. This bitch, look at her. Look at her. Look at her. Look at her. What a bitch!
She moved backwards too.
Like, yeah, if she moves to the right, she saves you 2 tiles because you can just go straight through. She never does for me, and she always fucking does for 5-upper. I hate it.
It was one time only.
Do it every single time. Stupid. But yeah, now we get the radio card, so we need the radio card, because otherwise we can't get the Pokemon flute in Kanto. We could have gotten the radio card so much earlier, but it's quicker to do it now, because now we're actually in the radio tower. Like, we had to exit here anyway, so it's the best time to get the radio card. And so now we can go to Mahogany and progress there. So now, this is where we catch the Poliwag. So, Poliwag's going to be our Waterfall Whirlpool slave. It's 90% chance to appear here, and the other 10% is Poliwhirl. So, either way, we get exactly what we want. It's just about getting him to actually appear. Because the encounter rate here is dicks. I have sat here for a full 2 minutes waiting for something to appear, and nothing happened at all. So I sat there for
that wasn't even that bad.
That was not that bad at all. That was only like 5 seconds. That was really fucking good. Issue is it's level 21. If it's over 25, I can damage it. But the fact that it's so low means I just have to chuck balls. This is my only Ultra Ball, the rest I've got are Pokeballs. If I fail, run over. Too good. Like, that's insanely good catch on Poliwag. Honestly, that's ridiculously good.
Quick in and out, man.
Right out of here. Like, just so good. And this is the battle where I substitute the PP. I use Surf here instead of using Strength. Actually, I'm like, what happens here?
I think you do use Strength.
No. I don't use Strength because I use Strength on the Glooms, so I have to use Surf.
Okay. Yeah, it would be Surf then. Cool.
These guys got Quick Attack as well, so I'm hoping they don't use that. Because obviously that just wastes time. Like, I'm not worried about the damage, but it still just uses this time.
1 out of 2.
And probably average.
Yeah, Quick Attack is very time consuming because you usually outspeed like 99% of Pokemon.
I was freaking out. That phone call. I like freak out every single time. Because it stops you.
That's actually a shit spot too.
It is. That's awful because I have
to turn. Oh my god, yes. Yeah. That was kind of bad. But yeah, it's better than jumping off for sure.
Okay, now it's time for Ice Path. Now, Ice Path is if you do it correctly, it takes exactly 400 steps, and repels take 200. So it's really intense in that way. It's also really intense because in the second room, you've got this strength puzzle, and in this game, you can actually move in directions other than a direction that you've pushed a strength boulder while it's moving. That is, if I push a strength boulder like up or down, I can move left and right while it's moving, and get ready to push it again. So this next room is actually really intense, because I've got to be fast, but I've also got to be really precise. And it's definitely movement-wise, it's the hardest one in the game, in my opinion.
Yeah, pushing these boulders is really hard, for sure. And getting it perfectly.
See, I push those 2 boulders against each other a couple times, just to maximize how much time I can move around.
Yeah, that was...
See,
damn.
See, that's huge. You don't even know.
Yeah.
That's 1 tile, that's huge.
Yeah, that was like perfect until then.
Yeah, it was. That was a pretty good run. But yeah, you only need to push down 1 boulder and fall down the right hole, and you all good. 5-upper, this is all you, man. Check this out.
Yeah,
check this out. Oh my god. Did you see that, man? Alright. That
was
sick. That a full 6 seconds. I laid that on you. 6 fucking seconds just saved. And check out this repel. I just YOLO that last step. If I could, then it would have been so bad. But yeah,
I would take that chance for sure.
that
was sweet.
That jumping down the ledge, that was something I did not know about. That was something 5-Upper told me. Like, you can just jump down this ledge, dude. It's like, yo, half a second, man. But then it turned out to be more than half a second because it cut out so many tiles that you would only need 2 super repels. With my weight going through Ice Path, it was like 417 steps, so you would have to use a 3rd super repel. But because I only used 2, it saved like 6 seconds because I didn't have to go into the menu and use another super repel. It's insane strats. I love it, dude. It's amazing. It's so sexy. So sexy.
That's what we do, man. Speedrunners all day.
Save the frames. And yeah, now we're at the gym. So strength will kill the Dratinis and got to Ice Punch Dragonaires though. And now this bitch. Fucking... Okay, so Seadras you can't one-hit. They've actually got lower special defense than defense by a long way, so Bite ends up actually doing more than strength to them. It's your most powerful attack is actually Surf, but Bite is the attack you use, hoping for the flinch. But you can't one-hit them, and they got smoke screen, so you're really worried about that shit. Because if they smoke screen you and then you keep missing, like I said, PP management is really, really fucking tight. So if you miss, like, even once, assuming you got really unlucky on the damage ranges, you might have to resort to struggle strats.
Yeah, everything's gone really well so far.
Okay, so here you'll see again that you can move while the boulders are moving. So like when I push this boulder down the hole, you'll see I move as it's falling down the hole. I actually got 2 steps there, which is actually pretty insane. Getting the double step, that's really cool. I like that. While walking, getting 2 steps is pretty fucking good.
Yeah, 2 steps is the most you can get, and definitely you gotta aim for that.
So yeah, again, bite here because it does the most damage. Just not hoping for not smoke screen in this battle. Of course. Smoke screen, but get through and get the hit anyway, so it's all good, it's all good. See, unfortunately on this boulder you can't save any time, because even if you get the double step, it's going to be as much time getting to the boulder, because you've got to go straight down after it, because you've got to fall down the hole yourself. So even if you got the double step, it'd still be 2 tiles to fall down the hole, so it's quicker to just push the boulder and wait. So yeah, this gym's going fine, and coming up now is Claire. So this is pretty much the last point where the Paralyzed Cure Berry would come into effect, because you need to set up an X attack on Claire, and she likes to use Thunder Wave a lot. So if you've still got the Paralyzed Cure Berry, you don't have to heal that. Her other move on her lead Dragonair is Dragon Breath, which can obviously paralyze you as well. So having the Paralyzed Cure Berry here, really, really handy. Saves you a bunch of time in the battle. And this is pretty much the last point where it'll get used as well, so the final frontier on the berries, pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, this Dragonair usually leads off with Thunder Waves, so having it saves a whole bunch of time for sure.
Yeah. And what do I get? Dragon Breath, no Paralyze.
Nope, sweet. No use for the berry.
Like, I've never seen that before. Absolutely ridiculous. I've never not been paralyzed turn 1. Actually, no, that's not true. The only time I've ever been paralyzed turn 1, not been paralyzed turn 1, is when it uses Thunder Wave and misses. But yeah, we use the X attack for Kingdra, because otherwise strength is going to do about 40%, and then after 2 strengths, Hyper Potion will come out. So we use strength and do about 60%, and then get the 2-hit kill, avoiding the hyper potion. Or that's the idea anyway. She can still hyper potion. There's a chance she will when it goes below 50%, but it's pretty rare. I would say it's like a 20% chance to use the hyper potion. This thing's got smoke screen as well, which I'm not hoping for. I got hyper beam, which is really fucking good, because that means she can't heal, because that's the recharge turn. So that's really cool.
I mean, your health doesn't really matter at this point either, as long as you're alive.
Yeah. As long as your health is above, like, 5, you're good. Yeah, so now we jump out of here and, head to the Dragon's Den. And once again, do all the items at the same time. Super repel and teach the moves. So, at a lot of stages, I'm actually mashing buttons, not needing them to do anything. When I teach Poliwag, it's first HM, I'm mashing down and A at the same time. So if I manage to get down in before the A, it gets rid of Hypnosis, but if not, it just takes the first move. Neither matters, but if I do get the down in, it means for when I teach the second one, I can just mash A. Because obviously you have to teach them both, so for one of them, you've got to press down. So for the first one, I just mash and hope it works. If not, it doesn't cost me any time. Just trying to save those optional frames in there.
Yeah, it's actually not faster to use the bike there. It's just faster to walk up.
Yeah, so in a lot of places where there's only just a tiny bit of walking, the bike, because you have to pause to put on the bike, even with the hotkey, like the shortcut, there's still a little pause before the bike comes up. So for places where there's only just the tiniest bit of walking, it's still faster to walk than to put on the bike. And then use our last escape rope out of here. Okay, so now I've got all 8 badges, we can head off to the Elite Four. So at this point, Elm just called me and he was gonna give me a Master Ball. So I could take that Master Ball and catch pretty much anything I wanted. I could catch, like, Ho-Oh if I wanted. I could catch Lugia if I wanted. I could catch the level 50 Snorlax if I wanted. However, Feraligator's better than all of them, so I don't even worry about any of that crap.
So yeah, that bitch is just another spinner that just spins in a circle. Just gotta make sure when you leave that you go down right away and make sure she doesn't spin and hit you right away.
Yeah, I'm sure you've made that mistake before, haven't you?
that was among the first time I did the game, but I had no idea what I was walking out to. And then bam, there she was.
So yeah, if you have a look at the PP at this point, it's pretty tight. So I think right now I have no strengths, 1 surf, 1 ice punch, and this trainer isn't even dead yet. So yeah, there's only one more trainer to go. You've got to be really precise here though. Like this is one of the main differences between Gold and Crystal as well, is like this right here. Like you don't have to fight that guy just floating Crystal. And like when you enter the water there to surf around the trainers, in Crystal, it's 2 tiles later. So, but if you keep going in Gold and you do the Crystal route, you run into another trainer. And it's really stupid. So
I mean, that was perfect. If he took one more step to the right, then he would have hit the trainer, so that was optimal movement.
yeah. And so this is the last trainer before the heal we're gonna take. It's just this Espeon. But yeah, this Espeon's pretty free, honestly.
I mean, it goes like
Oh,
pretty
dude.
fast. Oh, damn. I did not expect that. Damn, now you gotta hope for the best.
Right.
Thank God.
Fusion and Psybeam there, I would have died. That would have been the worst death ever.
Wow,
That would be
that's
just
so rough.
terrible. But okay, yeah, now we get a free heal here. And obviously this is ideal as well because it's faster than a Pokemon Center, this heal. And now coming up is Joyce, double bitch. So this is the last spinner before the Elite Four.
Oh my God, fucking Joyce.
Fucking Joyce, dude. Like,
Unbelievable.
so
Like,
stupid.
I'd have to rank Joyce among top 3 like hard spinners to dodge.
Yeah, I would say it's Douglas, Bill, then Joyce.
Because you gotta dodge him twice, that's
Yeah.
the only difference.
The double dodges are stupid. I mean, you gotta dodge Benny twice as well. Joyce
Yeah.
goes nuts. She's crazy. I hate her so much. And she's got a fucking tank-ass Blastoise.
Yeah. That Blastoise. Just gotta hope for the flinch. Ooh, didn't go well. It's all good. Just gotta hope for that beast-ass Elite Four.
Uh-huh.
That great
So yeah, all the rest of the trainers here are mandatory. Like that. I don't know. Going through... So I've hit 3 spinners so far. I'd say my average at this stage is probably 5. And one of them, like, didn't cost any time. Like, you have to hit one. So, only 2 extra trainers at this stage. That's not bad at all. And, like, pretty much my fights have gone really well. Or, well, none of them have gone terrible. Like, there's been a couple of things that have been pretty bad, but none of them have gone terrible. Like, I think my worst fight, honestly, at this stage was Azalea Rival. Because of that stupid fucking Zubat bullshit. But I mean, I still won that fight. It's not like I missed a Fury Cutter or anything.
Yeah, I mean, that was... Everything's gone pretty well. Besides hitting... I guess Joyce would be the worst spinner you hit, but...
Yeah.
I mean, it's not that big of a deal at this point. Because you didn't hit any other spinners, so...
Yeah.
Really well. Really good run.
And yeah, Strength kills that Flareon. Headbutt won't. That's another time save that Strength gives. Dude, what the fuck was that?
Oh, that was awful.
That's like the worst piece of movement I've ever done in my life. What the fuck was that?
I actually still remember that in the run. And then you going, yep, I'll get the next one. Don't worry. Yeah, you better after that one. That was bad movement.
That was terrible. I generally don't move as bad as 5-upper here, but that was definitely pulling a 5-upper. Straight past the trainer. Oh, whoops.
Oh shit, was I supposed to talk to that one? Oh, at least you got the flinch on the Golduck right there.
Yeah, so
Okay.
that's using Bite going for the flinch. Like, Strength obviously does more damage there, but it doesn't one hit, so you can go for the flinch.
Nice, you got the second one.
unfortunately, Rapidash doesn't die to strength, so you got a bonus surf here.
And of course, it's critical, so you waste a few frames.
Uh-huh. Now it's time for Victory Road. Nah, what the fuck, dude?
That music, man.
This is
Please,
just me
bro.
getting pissed off that I hit Joyce, honestly. Like, I'm just... And now, no, so it was after that one, I was like, don't worry, I'm not going to lose any tiles in Victory Road. Because usually I do miss one in Victory Road, because, I don't know, there's a lot of really precise movements in here. Like, it's really
I
nice.
still remember what happens. I think you pull off a mistake right here.
Like, I generally do miss something or bonk a wall or something, and I get real mad. Because this is the best Victory Road, because there's, like, no strength borders, it's so easy.
Oh, that was actually really good.
And that was perfect, dude.
I remember you getting that, there was like a potion or something by that rock, and you picked it up accidentally. Because of the, like, lag frames or something.
Uh-huh.
That movement actually, to get that ball, is, like, kind of weird. Like, you get a little lag frame, so you gotta make sure that, I mean, you just get that perfect movement, which requires a lot more focus.
Yeah. So that was TM26, which is Earthquake, but we don't teach it right away, because we still need all 4 of our current moves for Will, the first member of the Elite Four, because Earthquake's going to go over Bite, and we still need to use Bite during that fight, so we delay teaching Earthquake until after that.
Which also helps with the PP management.
Yeah. So the only thing left here is the Meganium. Everything else will die in one hit. And so
Yopo.
again, I use Strength.
Yopo.
You only freeze once, eh? And he uses Poison Powder again, but I get lucky and it doesn't hit, so that's much better.
You get to keep that full heal, I think.
Oh, I think I still have an antidote, don't I? Yeah, I only got poisoned once by Weedle. Oh no, then I got poisoned.
No, wait, you got poisoned again, yeah.
I got poisoned by Meganium, yeah. I would have had to use the full heal.
So yeah, this is another spot where you can actually use the Bitterberry coming up with Will. So
yeah, so ideally
not to.
you keep the Bitterberry all the way to here, because Will, you use an egg special on him, and his lead generally uses Confuse Ray, is R2, so ideally you have the Bitterberry so you don't have to heal that confusion off. But unfortunately I lost mine to the first Zubat, so just gotta go in there and hope he doesn't confuse Ray. You hope that he psychics you. You just take that. Oh, watch this shit. Yeah, that's right, man. Biking. Alright, so what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna bike over to the right, so that way when I enter on the right as well. So I had one more time where I was on the bike rather than walking. Just little things like that.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really awesome, man. Saves a few frames for sure.
Okay, so now we go into the Elite Four. Don't even bother healing. Don't need to worry about that shit, man. PP man.
Why
all the way.
Why heal when you're fighting the Elite Four?
Yeah, it's all good, man.
It's only the Elite Four.
So yeah, special up. And then, I'm just gonna buddy this guy pretty much after the egg special. Unfortunately, got that confused ray, so heal that off. Luckily, full restore heals confusion in this game. It doesn't in Gen 1, so good improvement. And now obviously you take the Psychic second turn, which is why you'd prefer Psychic, like you're gonna get hit by it no matter what, so.
So yeah, this fight is pretty free overall.
Yeah, there's pretty much no way to die here, honestly. This Jinx is another one that I use Strength on. because it does a bit more than Headbutt. Surf does about 101% as well, but again, damage range, Strength will always kill. So Strength's the better option there. Surf is the only move really that you're worried about PP wise as well. You can get stalled to the point where you run out of all your moves and you only have Strength left on Lance, which is pretty awful because his last Pokemon is Aerodactyl. But you have to get pretty unlucky, and Surf is the first move that will go. Surf's the one that's most important. So yeah, that fight was pretty standard.
Yeah, now it's time to teach Earthquake.
So now we're finally got our last moveset, and getting rid of by teaching Earthquake, which is going to be useful for a lot of battles coming up right now. Because again, it's physical, and for Alligator got that attack, man. So the main thing with Koga is the double teams. Like his Ariados, so you got to set up again. You got to get 1x special off. His Ariados loves double team, and his Crobat is faster than you, and it loves double team as well. So that's all about hitting through those double teams. So there you go, double team, and straight through.
Yeah, at least it's not Sand Attack.
Yeah, double team's way better than Sand Attack.
So yeah, besides the first one and the last one, everyone goes down without any question.
Yeah.
Right, except this Fortress. Oh wait, no Protect. That's pretty good.
Yeah. The Muck is a damage range on Earthquake killing, and because my attack's quite low, I'm worried that the Muck won't go down either. He's probably like a 40% to get one hit. Down he goes.
Down he goes. That's awesome.
Just one more, which is the Crobat, and he's gonna lead with double team. Got him.
Goes down anyways. Perfect fight right there.
Yeah. So that was really nice. Really good fight. And so now we go straight into Bruno. And the fact that I didn't get hurt as well means I don't have to heal before Bruno. Bruno is the most free, but he also has the most powerful attack. There's only one of his Pokemon that'll tank your hit, and that's his Machamp. And his Machamp is Cross Chop. And Cross Chop has a high crit rate, and if it crits you, it does like 100 damage. It's pretty ridiculous. Now, luckily, he leads with his Hitmontop, which is the dumbest thing ever. This Hitmontop is retarded. So,
I know what to do.
This guy.
I'll dig,
man. Too easy.
Dumbass. There you go.
It's too good, I love it.
Yeah, that was nice.
And so yeah, now you can just destroy everything, because with an X attack, Earthquake's just so powerful, it just rapes everything pretty much. Yeah, then out comes Machamp, and you can't kill Machamp in one hit with Earthquake, so you use Strength to do less damage, because it'll still do 50%, so it'll still 2-hit him. But it's to try and avoid him healing, trying to avoid the max potion. And exactly that happens. Didn't get any heal, so that's fine.
pretty good. Perfect fight.
Yep. That all went perfect too.
So now pretty much one of the hardest fights in the game.
Yeah, this is a very make or break point. Like you're not really worried about the Elite Four when you're going through it, but then you get to Karen and you're like, oh shit, please.
Oh, Karen.
Like this Umbreon, like you don't even know. Like unless you've speedrun this game, you just can't understand how bullshit this fucking Umbreon is. Like again, you have to set up on Karen. You need to get 1x special off, and this Umbreon sucks dick. It's got fucking Sand Attack and Confuse Ray. Like what? Like name 2 moves you hate. Confuse Ray and Sand Attack. Like why the fuck? And it's a bulky piece of fucking bullshit too. Even after the fucking X special, you don't want hit it. It's so stupid. So pretty much you just feint attack, feint attack, feint attack, feint attack. Nope.
Sand Attack.
Luckily I hit him though.
Yeah, that was good.
And I get the fucking crit, dude.
Oh, damn.
Rapes.
That was awesome.
Like that's sick. That's... If you wanted to critical one Pokemon in the game, it would be that. That Umbreon right there on turn 1. But now I'm still gonna hit, because I've been hit by 1 Sand Attack, and like any miss here is absolutely crucial. Vileplume's got Stun Spore, Gengar has Curse and Spite. Houndoom will wreck your shit with Crunch, like, all such
That's... Oh my god.
Gengar fucks you up with Spite, you're like...
Yeah, Gengar is really important to hit, for sure, I'd say.
Yep.
Because if he spites you, then you're gonna have to struggle the fucking rest of this.
Like, I've definitely had runs where I ran out of PP because of this bullshit right here. Hit Murkrow as well.
But damn, everything went well, man. That was really good.
And then just Houndoom left. Marty that fool too.
Damn, didn't even miss, man. Not missing at all during this fight is really perfect.
Like that was beyond perfect, that fight, honestly.
Especially to go with that critical hit, that was
exactly
really amazing.
Everything went down in 1 hit, like 6 turns on Karen. That's fucking bullshit, impossible perfect. Like I was hype as fuck after that shit. That was so fucking insane, how good that fight was. And now it's just Lance left. And I didn't get hit during that fight at all either, so I don't have to heal before Lance, which is really nice.
Yeah, that was awesome. Awesome fight right there. That has to be one of the most impressive ones.
Definitely. I love this music, man.
Yeah, man. Music in Gen 2 in general is like really good.
But yeah, you actually don't use any setups on Lance because he's got all flying types and you can body them pretty hard. The only one you can't is, ironically, his lead, Gyarados. Takes 3 hits with strength. If I could attack, it's possible he would have gone down in 2 hits, but that's still fine. So now the only thing I'm worried about is his level 50 Dragonite, because his level 50 Dragonite is a damage range on Ice Punch, whether he'll die or not. He's probably like a 70-80% chance to die, given how good my special is. But if he doesn't die, if he lives, full restore incoming, waste a bunch of time watching his health go all the way up and then all the way back fucking down again. It costs like 30 seconds if it doesn't die. It's pretty bullshit.
Here it comes.
All about this punch, man.
Damn, there it goes. Critical. Damn, that was awesome.
The amount of times I got a critical on a damage range is insane.
Yeah, it's
critical
really
damage.
nice so far. Saving those turns. And then this guy didn't use Rock Slide with the dumbass.
Yeah, no flinch there.
That was really good.
I
Man,
really want to
perfect
know the
Elite
full
Four.
setups though. Like, he'd probably still die to surf, but it would waste so much time. Going like attack rows, defense rows, special rows, bullshit.
Damn, that was really nice, man.
Then we hit Charizard as well. Absolutely amazing Elite Four. So, the run I was comparing to, I hadn't hit,
Joyce.
Joyce, yeah, in my previous run. I skipped Joyce. In this run, I hit Joyce, but I still made up time in the run because that Elite Four was so incredibly amazing. And that was against a good Elite Four. Like, this Elite Four was just amazingly beautiful. That Karen fight was the sexiest shit, honestly. Fucking amazing.
First half down, cancel the goal.
So at this point, the best Kanto times I'd ever had were...
Johto, right?
Johto, sorry, yes. Best Johto times were 240, 240, 240, 241, 241, 241, 242, 242, 242, 242, 242, 242, 242, 243, 243, etc. Like, I'd had a bunch of so many 240s, but I was like, nah man, this is gonna be it. This is the sub 240. So I can feel it.
Yeah, considering the fact you've hit 3 spinners so far, it's pretty good.
Only 3 spinners is good. It's really good. Average is definitely 5. And like those battles, those were insane on the Elite.
All the damage ranges went your way. It's been really, really good fight, or a really good run so far.
And there it is. Got the 239 Johto split. But yeah, like I said before, this run ends at red, so the run's still going. Even though we're watching credits right now, we're still going. This is just part 1. We're still gonna go to Kanto, beat all 8 gym leaders there, and then we're gonna head off and beat Red, and that's the real end of the game.
I like the fact that you get to watch the credits. Watch the real happy, blossoms and Togeki's.
And like, you're so hyped as well. Yes, okay, I'm gonna finish this run, man. I'm gonna go all the way. I'm gonna go the distance.
Especially after that Elite Four.
Like, oh
I'd
my
be so pumped.
So hyped.
Spinning centrets for the win. Alright, here we go. Starting back up.
But yeah, a lot happens in Kanto. It's really cool. I enjoy it. I get really pumped when I'm in Kanto, honestly. But yeah, off to the SS Aqua. I love this
Another
music.
part, yeah, exactly what I was gonna say. Another part where the music really shines. Pretty standard right here. Just pretty much one hit everything and move on.
Yeah, there's not really much that happens at this point. You'll definitely notice the first really intense part of Kanto. But, yeah, you've got to talk to this guy to make the other guy appear. There's another place with, strength. Like this first guy here that you gotta fight on the ship. Strength will kill his, choke, so you can just go strength, strength, strength on this guy and not have to switch moves. So again, that's just a bit more time save here.
It's pretty much just preference between strength and headbutt, really.
Yeah, definitely. Like, you can make a really strong case for either, and you can't really refute the other. Yeah, really smooth, really nice. But yeah, there's a lot of really cool tricks in Kanto. Kanto is really hard to route as well, because there's so many different possibilities. Like, it's such an open region when you get there in 2nd gen. Like, you can go in so many different directions, and there are a lot of neat tricks that I found that ended up making it, very unique, very different. It's interesting because the order you do the gym leaders is also different between Gold, Silver, and in Crystal, just because of the layout of Route 9. Just the fact that there's more trainers that you have to fight on Route 9 in Gold, Silver. There's 4 there that you have to fight in Gold, Silver, and in Crystal there's only 1. That changes up the whole order of all the gym leaders, and I find that really interesting. Just a little thing like that would change the whole order completely. It's pretty crazy.
Save the frames.
And yeah, so we land in Million City, so you'd expect the first gym leader that we fight to be Surge, obviously, because, you know, Surge is in Million. It's just where we are. However, I found this really cool trick one time when I was messing around. As soon as you get off the ship, you just go into your Pokemon and fly to Vermilion City. That way you don't have to go through the dock and everything, and that saves like 20 seconds. It's really fucking awesome, I love it. And that way, you're already past Surge's gym. And so it ends up being faster to actually skip Surge for now, which is really cool.
Coming up, the hardest, or one of the most interesting parts of the run at least, Rock Tunnel.
Definitely.
It's very challenging for sure.
Absolutely. This is... it was definitely the hard spot to learn in the run. But yeah, so this first guy, he's got a Machamp, so my notes actually said Earthquake him, but I substituted out and used Surf, I'm pretty sure, because I thought my attack was too poor to kill with Earthquake, and I think I was correct in that assumption. I guess we'll never know, but I just redid my PP management a bit. The PP management through Kanto is pretty intense as well. Like, you only take 1 heal of PP throughout the whole of Kanto, and that's in Cerulean City. I got a crit, so whatever. But yeah, now coming up is Rock Tunnel. Complete pitch black darkness, 5 rooms. So, if you can follow what's going on in here, mad respect. But this is just me going through the dark with absolutely no guide of what's going on. So, what I'm doing in a lot of places is I'm hitting walls to try and get my perspective of where I am, so I'm deliberately hitting walls so I actually know where I am. If I don't do that, I'm completely fucking lost. Like, you can't see anything except yourself. It's a complete black screen. That's all you get, and it's really, really fucking intense.
And getting lost at any point in Rock Tunnel could be like the end of the run, basically.
Yeah, like, if you get lost in Rock Tunnel, it's impossible to find yourself. Like, if you're not on the exact path you want to be on, you're completely really fast. But yeah, that was a really good rock tunnel. That was a really good first pass.
That was really awesome. Got through that with no trouble.
So this is to talk to the manager. So the other option to get to the power plant is to go through Route 9, which is east of Cerulean. And because there's 4 trainers there, it ends up being faster to go through Rock Tunnel. And that's exclusive to Gold Silver. You don't do that in Crystal. It's faster to just go through Route 9. And so that's another interesting version difference between the 2 games. And it definitely makes this one much harder. Because, like, fuck Rock Tunnel, that shit's intense as fuck. And now that we flagged the machine part, fly back to Saffron and go over to Cerulean.
Yeah, I like the fact that Rock Tunnel is in Pokemon Gold. It's pretty awesome to get through that, and you feel hype as hell when you get through it nicely.
It's a really, really good feeling when you get through Rock Tunnel really smoothly.
That movement. Getting that repel stop right there is just really hard to get control of your bike and be able to get your movement perfectly.
Yeah. Like, I don't know how it feels on a viewer perspective, because obviously I do it myself, so I don't know how it looks, but it's really fucking intense when you're doing it yourself. But yeah, so now we're up to Nugget Bridge. It's probably I'd say this is the most boring part of Kanto as well. Because there's just a lot of trainers here that you just plow through really, really easily.
Pretty much after this, it's just like plowing through every gym leader. Which gets pretty interesting in Kanto, I'd say. Just the fact that you're just running through, destroying every single gym leader. And again, here it's just a lot of PvP management, making sure that you're saving the right moves.
So again, Surf is the most important move, so a lot of it's about using Earthquake when Surf will kill something anyway, like on those guys there. Earthquake's just the better choice, so you can save Surfs for later.
Yeah, all these fights are basically a joke. Everything just goes down in one hit. I mean, the reason you're actually going through rocks or the Nugget Bridge is so that you can flag Misty and get her right back to her gym, and then you can fight her after that.
Yeah, everything at this point is pretty easy. Like, this is just the, this is the cooldown period between Rock Tunnel 1 and Rock Tunnel 2. Yeah, in case you, didn't pick it up, now that we've got the machine part, it's, gotta go through Rock Tunnel again after this also. But okay, yeah, that's Nugget Bridge done, and then there's just this dude. Who's just an asshole and sits there and makes you battle him. Which kinda sucks ass. But yeah, again, it's just using Earthquake Surface because Surf is so much more important. You use so many Surfs later on.
Yeah, coming up with Blaine and Brock, Surfs is definitely the most important move here.
And on things like Surge and Janine, you're using Surf because they're not super effective. So it's all about minimizing the super effective techs later on. So yeah, now that we've flagged Misty and we've got the machine part, it's back to Lavender in time for Rock Tunnel round 2.
Oh boy.
And my first one was pretty good.
How can the second one go bad then? Man, that was nice.
Like, damn, those first 2 rooms were so fucking good.
That was pretty good. That third room was just really hard to catch the ladder real fast.
Yeah, that third room was pretty arse. And the fourth room's so fucking big.
Yeah, and then that was really good.
Like,
Really good rock tunnels, man.
those first 2 rooms were so insane. Like, no walls in 2 rooms. I've never done that before. Definitely combined the best 2 rock tunnels I ever had. And yeah, now we fix up the generator, and so this allows us to get the poker flute. Well, the EXPN card, which plays the poker flute. And so now we fly back to Lavender instantly. So things like this, where it's like, you fly back to Lavender instantly here, this is the reason you fly back to Lavender now, rather than go beat Erica and Janine and then fly back to Lavender, is because it saves 1 input on the fly map. You only have to press down twice to get to Lavender from there. If I did Erica and Janine, I would have to press fly down 3 times to fly to Lavender, because I would have to go through Fuchsia first. It's just those little tiny little things that I really love about routing this game. It's really satisfying spending like 6 hours and saving 13 frames throughout the run. It's like, yes, dude, I've got this, new world record incoming.
13 frames is all you need for a new record.
And so yeah, now we start beating up the gyms. And first one on the list is the Celadon Gym. So the order of the gyms is mainly based on when you can one-hit everything in the gym. So at this stage, I can one-hit all but one Pokemon in this gym, and it doesn't matter how many levels I get, I will never be able to one-hit that last Pokemon, which is Erica's Blossom. So at this stage, I just go straight in, and I just body the shit out of absolutely everything.
And basically, the Blossom is known to use like Sunny Day, and I mean it's a pretty free gym overall.
Yeah, absolutely. There's just nothing in here that can touch you at all. So you have to fight one trainer between those two. You fight the one on the left because she's only got one Pokemon. One on the right obviously has more, so it's quicker to fight just that Exeggutor. Yeah, everything in here is just really free. It's just all about use moves that aren't super effective if you can, pretty much. Just strength, strength, strength. Just plow through everything. This is really the virtue of only using one Pokemon. Like, that's pretty much just the speedrunning way, is to only use one Pokemon, because it gets so many more levels that it'll be way more powerful than having any type diversity. And as you can see, like, you don't use super effective moves. In fact, you try to avoid doing so as much as possible, so having that diversity doesn't really help. For speedrunning, it's just always one Pokemon, all the way.
It's just also pretty sweet the fact that you're just plowing through every single gym leader right now. Well, even though this is the first one, but upcoming, man, you're just so over-leveled and everything should be going down really smooth. I love Kanto.
I love Kanto as well. But yeah, now you have to start using Ice Punches because Strength just won't do enough to Erica, just because she's got a few more levels on her.
Oh look, a Jump Love. Oh, there it goes.
Like,
yeah, Jump Love's pretty awesome.
It's a pretty cool Pokemon, but you just never see it.
Just like that Houndoom.
Okay, so like we said, the only thing is Blossom. Blossom doesn't die in one hit to Ice Punch, so you use Strength to avoid the super effective. And you hope she doesn't use a Hyper Potion, because Erica can do that even at 55%, she can use a Hyper Potion to heal.
And there was that Sunday. Yeah, perfect fight. Going well.
So far my Kanto's been absolutely brilliant. Like, those rock tunnels are so good.
Yeah, having no walls in the first two rooms is just insane.
Okay, so we're not done with spinners though. There are 3 spinners left in Kanto. 2 of them are back to back within 10 seconds. But one of them is coming up right now. His name is Biker Joel. Now, story about Biker Joel, he doesn't exist in Crystal. I did my Crystal speedrun before I did Gold. And so I came to Gold, and I saw this guy. Like, I completely had forgotten about him when I did my rerouting. And so I was in a run, and I saw him. And I didn't know how to stop on Cycling Road, because A doesn't work in this game, but that's what I would use in Gen 2. So I bammed into the wall. and then I saw he wasn't there, and I let go, and he caught me. This happened 3 times in a row. And so now my strategy is let go of the controller. Just let the bike run. Let it run. Just go past it. Don't even stop. Don't even care.
Don't even look. Like,
just close your eyes.
Yeah, look back in 5 seconds and hope for the best.
He doesn't exist. And it works every single time. Like, so far I've never been hit by him when I've tried that strat.
And I've only been caught once when I did that strat, but I get caught every time when I move, so I don't worry about it. It's sweet, everything's just going down in one hit.
And yeah, just this random noctile in the middle of nowhere. Oh, actually I remember what comes up. This is the dumbest mistake I make in the whole game.
Ooh, that fucking tile, man. Damn. I actually made that mistake one time, and I was like, what am I doing?
Oh, what the fuck was that, dude? So stupid.
It's because in Gen 1, and especially in Pokemon Yellow, you actually... I think you go on the outside, right?
Yeah.
There's a guy at the beginning.
There's a guy looking down, 2 from the wall. So you gotta go all the way to the wall.
So yeah, just little differences during the games actually make you make mistakes.
Yeah, it's all just the muscle memory. Like, you see something and you think you know where you are. Like, subconsciously you're just like, oh yeah. And then you look at the game and you're like, oh no!
Damn, level 3 Aerials? Get out of here. You gotta be kidding me.
Janine is so free.
Yeah, it's a pretty big joke. Not even level 40 Pokemon. She must have not heard the champ is in town.
The only thing that can slow you down is if she uses a dire hit on her Venomoth. It wastes 2 seconds because the item goes first. It's like the only way to lose time here at all, honestly.
Or hitting Joel, of course.
Of course, yeah.
Fucking Joel.
Or missing a tile like a dumbass.
That's okay.
Like, honestly, I would say in this run, this movement is still the best I've ever done, but that's just because of Rock Tunnel. Like, if you take out Rock Tunnel, I think this movement was arse. Like, I lost a tile there. What was that other place where oh yeah, just before the Elite Four? Running into that cool thing.
Yeah.
That was pathetic. Like, I don't know, I just don't make mistakes like that unless I'm really fucking nervous. Which I guess goes to show how edgy I was with how good my run had gone so far.
Yeah, honestly, just keeping your cool throughout the entire run is like, it's very crucial for sure.
Let me show you how to get past this NPC.
Oh god. Dude, he moved up! Are you kidding? What the hell? So this asshole actually, like, completely just cock-blocked the hell out of me and, like, ran into the tree also and, like, cost me, like, fucking 20 seconds or something, like. It's so ridiculous.
So I think he tried to stay close to the wall and he moved down and blocked you. And then you went up and tried to go around him and he moves to the left, right in front of the cut bush.
That was so sad. Nothing I could do about that.
The fucking NPCs in this game, man. It's just bullshit.
Cock blocking assholes, man. That's what it is. Like, oh, I heard it was the run. Let me get my face in there.
This is the only gen where Surge doesn't have fucking trash can bullshit puzzle. I love it. It's awesome.
Yeah, the trash is pretty bad.
But yeah, so like I said before, this guy is just all about only use Earthquake if it's gonna kill, but use Surf otherwise.
Yeah, it only works out to kill out the Electabuzz, which is the only thing you can down with Surf.
Just saving that text, man. Save the frames. That's what this is all about. back to surf with the electrodes.
Yeah, it's all good. They all go down in one hit.
And now that we've done Surge, we head off to the Snorlax, which is why we delayed Surge, because the Snorlax is more south in Vermilion than the Pokemon Center is. So it saves time to do Surge as you go to the Snorlax. So you want to do him after you've got the EXPN card.
And after getting the Pokeflute, of course.
Yeah. And again, couple the items together.
Yeah, I mean, it's just so many little things that, like, add up so much and save a lot of time. That's really the key between, like, your runs and a lot of others.
That pissed me off. That movement, man. Like, I've lost 4 tiles in this run so far now.
That's awful, man. Just reset now.
Just reset, man. Like, that part...
This can't be the world record run.
Because it's like a zigzag at that point. It's left down, left down.
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely a tough part for sure. It's just like after you use the Squirtle bottle on the Sudowoodo, that's a pretty tough part.
Yeah, that was shit. I actually did that really well in this run. Like, I did all the
I think you did
so well. Like, I didn't hit any walls there, if I recall correctly. Down. Yeah, now straight off the Brock. So, this guy again, free. All of his get 1 hit. The only thing that can fuck you over is his Omastar has Protect. And if it protects, it takes off one of your surfs. And obviously, PP management is quite tight. So, him taking one of your surfs is pretty bullshit. So really nice to not get the Protect there.
Yep, pretty sweet. Save the frames.
So yeah, I kind of mentioned the input management on PP management before, but it's like I could use Surf here on his Onix and his Rhyhorn and kill them with Surf, and then the only 3 Surfs I use after this are on Blaine. To kill his fire types. Now, Earthquake would kill them. All the moves are super effective, and I wouldn't have to move from Surf to Ice Punch. However, on Blaine, I would have to move down to Earthquake and then down to Surf. And because Earthquake is in slot 2 and Surf is in slot 4, it ends up being much slower to move from Earthquake to Surf than it is moving from Surf to Ice Punch. So it's just saving that 1 input by using Ice Punch on those 2 there. Repel just makes it there. It's pretty Forest is such a joke there.
I love it, in my opinion.
It's really, I just jumped the ledge.
Yeah, I jumped the ledge. Forget it.
The movement there is really tight as well. Like if you just fall down the ledge coming out of Viridian Forest, you run straight into a trainer, which is pretty stupid. But whatever, like you've just always got to keep on your toes for little things like that.
So actually, another interesting thing right there is you actually go through the grass because you want to avoid the spinner, and your super repels actually take you all the way. So it's actually a really good route right there.
Yeah, like you can avoid the grass on that, but you'd have to dodge a spinner, and it's just not worth the risk. Same thing coming up here actually. When you're swimming through the water, you can go straight through a spinner, but it's just you can avoid him completely just by taking a longer path through the water, and that's what you do, because it's just not worth the risk at all.
What's 3 seconds to a minute? So, like, get your shit back together and go back to the gym, dog. Like, come on, Blue.
Yeah, this I guess is another example of not using the bike, just walk straight into the gym and time to body blame. This guy again, free as hell.
So pretty much so far, like I'm pretty sure every one of his every gym leader's Pokemon has went down with one hit besides the Blossom so far. And then coming up is Cerulean, and none of her Pokemon really go down with one hit. Besides, I mean, the Lapras is a hard one.
Well, I mean, yeah, I think you've got to actually set up one Misty. Is the difference.
Yeah, that's the difference exactly. And then the Lapras is a bitch.
So yeah, now we fly off to Cerulean and we take the only center in Cancer, because right now we have 0 strength, 0 surfs, like no earthquakes, etc. So got to heal up here. And now straight to the gym. Dude, are you fucking kidding me?
Oh, that movement, man. That's like 5 tiles now, dude.
Oh, man. 5 tiles, dude. Good thing I had a fucking Beast Rock Tunnel, man.
Yeah, I'm sure you saved 5,000 in Rock Tunnel.
I saved like fucking the equivalent of 40 in Rock Tunnel.
Yeah.
It's pretty beast. But yeah, Misty's got water types and they're quite bulky, so you actually need to head up an X attack for her. Then they start to fall down. Really easy though. The only thing is though, she's got a Lapras. And Lapras is bulky as hell. Lapras is like a 10% chance to die. And that's with really good attack. Remember, my attack sucks ass, so it's like...
Yeah, you had 13 attack
Yeah, I had
level
13
6,
attack.
so there's no way this Lapras is gonna go down.
Wait.
What? What? How did that go down?
I have no idea.
That's insane. No critical hit? Are you kidding me?
Nope. No.
Damn.
Like, that was the...
That damage range, man.
That was a huge damage range right there. Absolutely insane.
Wow. Perfect so far.
Uh-huh. Absolutely amazing. See, that tile I missed before, that was RNG manipulation to make the Lapras go down.
Of course.
yes. Alright, and so now we head down to Saffron, and it's faster to just bike there than to fly there, because the gym is right at the top of the city, and you fly right to the bottom. These are also the last two spinners in the game, in this gym. Fucking grannies, man.
Granny attack coming up.
Oh, look at that double bitch!
Oh my god. I honestly, these grannies spaz out like crazy, and it's insanely hard to dodge them.
Yeah, they are fucking retarded, and they fuck up your PP management as well, because you've got to earthquake them, and you want earthquakes spread. But like, yeah, damn, that was sick. Like, skipped all spinners in Kanto. That was really good, and that's the last spinner in the game, so I only hit 3 through the whole game, which is really fucking good. This Espeon is also a damage range. It's about the same league as Lapras. This one's honestly more of a chance to die than Lapras, but with my attack, it's just pushing it too far. Got really unlucky and got sand attacked. So now I've got to land a couple here, especially the Alakazam. Because Alakazam's got Reflect, and that would suck dick.
Man, that granny. That double take granny. Good dodge, man.
Thanks, man. And like, yeah, I hit Alakazam, so that fight went really well, even though I got sand attacked.
Yeah, that was really good. Awesome Kanto so far.
Uh-huh. And there's only 2 fights left in the whole game.
Get hype.
Watch the grannies on the way back. I want to see if one of them would have caught me. Yeah, see, look at that one right there. Always looks as you get through. She's a complete bitch.
Gotta watch out for them grannies.
So now back to Bree and then straight to the gym. Only one trainer in here, and it's Blue. So Blue is actually a pretty hard trainer because he's got actually high level pokes. Like, he's at about your level, and he's got 6. So there's actually a fair bit of battling going on. Just the 1X special before we get into it, of course. Luckily, Pidgeot's a dumbass.
Mirror move? Are you kidding me?
This Pidgeot only dies if you have good special, so... This Exeggutor is actually a damage range as well. If you don't have good special as well, obviously it's worse, but he's probably like a 90% to die at this stage with how good my special is. Okay, now if you saw my speed there, my speed was 137, which means I'll outspeed Alakazam, which is really important. Alakazam has Reflect, which can fuck you over big time. Another reason it's really important is Alakazam has exactly the same amount of speed as Red's Venusaur, which is, what is it? 146, I think? Maybe 148, something like that. No, it must be 146. But anyway, yeah. So this Gyarados sucks ass, because you only do a third to him, and so it's possible that he'll full restore just like that, which is absolute bullshit. You want him to use Hyper Beam on the second turn, so that he can't full restore. He has to recharge, because it's a pretty high chance that he'll full restore when he's on 2/3, and there's nothing you can do about that. You just kind of have to take it and get bodied.
At least he did it the second time, because he would have full restored again.
Absolutely. But yeah, like I said before, it might have sounded weird that Alakazam has more speed and I outsped him, but that's because I've got the badge boost. So I get a multiplier on my speed. No, it is 150, because yeah, the multiplier is 1.125 times. So you need like 133 speed to outspeed him.
Incoming extreme speed.
Always. If that had critical, I would have died. That would have been awful.
Yeah, and you're lucky the wing attack didn't hit either, or like the Pidgeot didn't do anything.
Yeah. That fight could have gone better with the full restore, but they'd only used it once, so that's
honestly, I would take that for sure.
But yeah, man, only one fight left in the game. Got to fly back to Pallet Town to flag it there. Got to talk to Professor Oak. Oh, so every trainer like is on the right side, but fucking Professor Oak is on the left. I remember the first time I did this, because you move over to the right to talk to them to save one tile, so that when you go down, like you only have to go down one less, because you're not on the same level as them. You're one below them. So every time I would go into Pallet Town, I would move to the right when I got to Oak's lab, and then I would see him on the left and go, oh, fuck.
I'm pretty sure I did that in my last run. It's just that you don't expecting him obviously to the right. It's crazy. So yeah, incoming easiest fight of the run. Yeah. Yeah, super repel here with the bike. This item management is pretty funky actually, because I need to heal also, because obviously I'm at 31 health. I'm not gonna take the center though. No, I'm all good. So you put on the bike, you super repel and put on the bike. You've got to super repel again, so you go back and super repel, and with the second super repel, you heal. Silver Cave is also in the dark, so this is really nerve-wracking. There's only one place left, and it's in the dark. So this that
really
movement. There goes another tile.
I saw that. I messed up right at the start.
Yeah.
Like, you can tell I know.
Oh my god.
What's going on?
Oh my god. That's crazy. Whatever.
Just focus.
Yeah, just focus the rest of it, man, for sure.
This is only one room, but it's really intense, because you gotta go through a lot of, like, one-tile places.
And you pretty much run into the wall before you're doing anything, and it's just like, okay, when am I gonna hit that wall? And
it's really stupid when you're coming off walls as well, because turning backwards, sometimes you only turn one tile instead of actually moving one tile. And it's really stupid. But yeah, anyway. Last
that
one.
one
Okay, so the amount of things that can go wrong in this fight are numerous. Like, it's fucking insane. How many things can go wrong? Okay, so the first thing that can go wrong is his Pikachu uses Charm. So you want him to use Thunder. He's like a 50-50 on each. Of course he fucking uses Charm and hits me. So now this means I won't run hit him with Earthquake. Guess what that means? Red's a fucking little bitch to his fucking Pikachu. He loves that shit.
So he's gonna full restore it.
He's gonna fucking full restore it, dude. It's fucking bullshit. It also means my attack's down for the rest of the fight, but that's fine. Like, I'm gonna switch out at some stage anyway. So, that's all fine. And then he fucking misses with Thunder, of course. And that wastes a bunch of time also, which is bullshit. Okay, second out is Venusaur. This is the most crucial part of the run. Freezing Venusaur saves you like 3 minutes, maybe even 4. Because you need to set up a bunch in this fight to be able to plow through him really quickly. And you've got a 10% chance to freeze the Venusaur. And he's gonna one hit with Solar Beam. 2 ice punches, no freeze. That's shit-ass dicks. Shit-ass
Considering the fact was so perfect until this point, watching your health just drop like that must have been horrible.
Absolutely. Like, just a one-hit kill. It's alright, this is what we got revives for. So, I'll be able to get one more ice punch in, and freeze him. and hopefully freeze him there. So I need to set up an X speed, 3X attacks, and then I'll be able to 1 hit his Espeon and 2 hit the rest of his Pokemon, which is Snorlax, Blastoise, and Charizard. Like, if I don't set up the X attacks, it'll just take so fucking long to kill them. And it'll be ridiculous as well, because his Snorlax got rest, and it'll just fucking tank the shit out of you forever. So I get 1 more Ice Punch. That's the edge of seat. Hoping for that freeze. Nope.
And actually hoping that it doesn't kill him also.
Yeah, if it kills him, that's even worse. And then not freezing, like a critical
Did you see that little panic right there, where he kind of went like, what do I do now? Damn it.
Okay, so the reason I didn't want that to kill also is because now I can set up an X speed while he charges his next Solar Beam. So I at least get 1 off while I kill Venusaur. Obviously I can't set up prior to that because Pikachu can just destroy me with Thunder, and it's got Charm, which will just destroy all my X attacks anyway. So now out comes Espeon. Espeon can 2-hit me with Psychic, and it takes 3 hits to kill. The X speed made it so I'm faster, but he can still win this if he uses Psychic and Psychic. So I'm hoping for the life of me that I see Reflect, and I see Reflect. I quickly realized that Ice Punch and Surf will kill this guy from here, so I use Ice Punch, hoping for that last chance at a freeze. Still doesn't happen. Still doesn't happen. Shitty ass game.
And you gotta finish it off with the Surf.
Uh-huh. And so now...
so unfortunate.
Because Snorlax can't 2-hit you, he can 3-hit you. And luckily he uses Amnesia, which gives me another free return here. So I can just build up the X attacks. And, like, the reason this takes so long, of course, is that I have to keep reviving all my health. Like, I had to use a revive, I had to use a full restore, and now I have to use another full restore. It just takes such an enormous amount of time. It's pretty ridiculous. And it's such a amazingly low chance as well to get the freeze, so... like 10% is not much at all, so it really does suck.
Yeah, he ended up not paralyzing him at least there.
There's the paralyze.
And yeah, there he goes right there.
And there's my paralyzed Gilberry.
Oh my god, I
can't
can't believe...
was. What a huge waste of time. I had the full restore anyway. Like, that shit got me legit
I
mad.
did not even expect the paralyzed you right there.
I was really disappointed that I hadn't gotten the freeze. When that happened, I was just salty. Fucking paralyzed Gilberry wasting a second. Fuck you, man. Some bullshit.
Nice. 1 down.
And now, yeah, I've got the setup, so now I can
The rest
finally
just
go in.
body.
But yeah, you can see without the 3x attacks, this would have been just been absolutely nothing. Oh, look at this shit, by the way. Run out of Earthquakes, so I have to use Strength. Like, what the fuck is that?
What the fuck? Are you kidding me?
Like, that cost me so much time as well, because I would have tanked a Charizard Flamethrower from this point, but now I have the full restore.
The way, so like, might
So
have
that's
wasted
gonna waste another 30 seconds.
Yeah,
Absolute bullshit.
that's so rough.
I cannot believe that Blastoise didn't die. Like, so stupid. And then finish with Strength on Charizard because it's not super effective. Surf does about the same amount of damage, but again, it's all about saving that text, even at this point.
So Dan, there he goes.
There it is, that's the run.
Pokemon champion. So now pretty much the only thing that's left is to check the in-game timer.
So yeah, this doesn't give a timer, so just save the game instantly after the credits, and that's my final time. So there it is, 329.
329.
Sub 330. Like, it was a really fucking good run. It was just a disappointing finish. Like, really, really intense. Really good. I can't justify playing the run over again just to try and beat that last part there. But yeah, thanks for being with me, 5-Upper. Good stuff, man.
Oh yeah, no worries, man. It was a lot of fun. That run was really good to watch too, so can't wait to see more.
Peace out, guys. Hope to see you on another Pokemon speedrun.